2. My thing's not working. Hold up. Uh. Oh, it's not working. That's annoying. Hello, everybody. This was working like literally 30 seconds ago. Holy cow. I had a thing. It was all set up. It was supposed to display the chat. It's not doing that right now. That makes me so sad. Ooh. Can I do that? Anyway, we're gonna see if that works. Anyway, hello. Welcome all to the Strimstream. The only place on Twitch TV where you can catch me streaming on this on this Twitch channel. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. So today I have a special show planned for you. It's absolutely the same as every single other show I've ever done on this here stream, but it's also going to include right smack dab in the middle of the stream, bisecting it, a giveaway of the Menace of the Underdark expansion pack for those of you that don't have it. So if you're like, damn, I don't have that expansion pack, it'd be really cool if I had it because it comes with the Druid class, comes with like a bunch of quests and stuff. I mean, the Druid class is a pretty good class, I'm just telling you. So if that's interests you, please stick around for 8:30 Eastern Daylight Time for your chance to win. And to win, all you have to do is be here. If you're here, you can win. So that's it. Yeah. Anyway, so let's get started. What I wanted to start off the day, of course, obviously I'm going to do my golden roll. I save that every day for here, just so you can see my miserable, terrible luck. Get one every week as a VIP, and I got a Greater Sibri's Spirit Cake. Wonderful. Useful, allow me to raise the dead. Sure, why not, whatever. I don't die, so I don't need it, but other people might need it. Anyways, so I'm going to start by updating you. How is the Force Wizard build going? This is the Force Wizard that I built when I started playing a week ago that I just TR'd into, and it's going okay. So I put pretty much every single point in the Archmage tree. I took the one Eldritch Strike to help me get through some of the early leveling. And then, I went... Ooh, I can turn this. Get through some of the early leveling. And then, I put pretty much the rest of my points into Archmage. Archmage for 2 reasons. One, it gives Force Crit. It gives Force Spell Power. You can do that sick-ass Arcane Bolt. Pretty useful, I'll tell you that much. And, yeah, and a lot of intelligence. Really nice, very useful. The problem is, it's performing as I expected, which is not as good as if I was doing most other things. It's great because I can still heal myself because I'm a Warforged, but I'd be able to do that if I was any other type of wizard. Now, for those of you that are just tuning in, the contingency on this build is I can't use spells that aren't force spells. So, like, I can go through my spell book and I can see all sorts of other spells. I got my Acid Blast, I got my Fireball. Those are great. Is music too loud? I can turn that down. But yeah, these are great, the Fireball, the Acid Ball, great spells, but the problem with these spells is that they're not force damage. They're strictly other types of damage, which means I can't really use them that effectively. It's against the build rules, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're sticking exclusively to Arcane Bolt, Magic Missile, and Chain Missile. I do have Ice Storm because it is technically a force spell, because it does technically scale with force damage, although I almost never use it, generally not very good. Instead, I prefer to use Hold Monster every once in a while. Yeah. So today, we're going to be doing some stuff, leveling up a little bit, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. If you happen to be on Galanda and you're between the levels of, 7 and 9, feel free to jump in and join me on this adventure, because we're going to be doing Delirious Tomb today. Delirious Elite, all parts. I'm going to scroll down to the missing party. I never actually did the first part, which I should have. Don't care enough, but Mystery Delirious Tomb, sorry. There we go. The levels are 7 to 9. So if you're level 7 to 9, and you would like to do Delirious Tomb with me, with the incredible and absolutely fantastic Force Wizard build. Now the thing is, with the Force Wizard build, there are a couple ways I'd improve it. The first way I'd improve it is I wouldn't play a Wizard at all, I'd play a Sorcerer. That's the first way I'd improve the Force Wizard build. Second of all, I wouldn't use Force spells, I'd use other spells. So, But the point is you have to test it. I gotta know. How good is it? You know? Because really, I could play what I already know is good. I could just be like, well, I'm just going to play Barbarian because I already know that's good. Oh, I'm just going to play like an Acid Sorcerer because I already know that's good. Instead, I'm going to play something I don't know that's good. I'm going to play something that I'm assuming is bad, and then we see how good can I make it, how comparable can I make it. And the reason I say that is because the last character class that I played, the one before this, was my Arcane Archer Ranger build, and that build turned out to be unbelievable. Extremely strong, extremely powerful, super useful. So if you haven't had the opportunity to actually give it a shot, I have my build guide on the forums, and I can also link it out for you guys. Actually, can I leave that up here? I can leave the music up here, can't I? Yeah, I can. If all of this music sounds familiar, by the way, that you're listening to, this isn't actually the in-game music. Well, it's in-game music. It's the music from the game Lord of the Rings Online, made by this company called Turbine. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend you do, because Lord of the Rings Online, while it doesn't beat out my interest when compared to DDO, DDO is the one that wins over, the character class that they have in that game, called the Warden, is the most unique and interesting character class I've ever seen. So, highly recommend it. So the way that this character works, essentially, is that I just run around and I'm going to pull this lever here. Hey, thanks for linking, Morgu. Appreciate that. Pull some stuff, see these skeletons, I throw out my chain missile, does a bunch of damage. Not enough, though. And then I just slowly kill monsters. Slowly. Chain missiles is great because it spreads out the damage pretty evenly, but especially when the monsters have 300 health each, it gets pretty cumbersome to actually have to throw out your spells. Fortunately, Arcane Bolt costs 4, Chain Missile or Magic Missile costs 2, and I think that's it, yeah. My spells cost almost nothing, so I don't need to worry about the actual cost of my spells, which is kind of nice. However, even though I don't really have to worry about the cost of my spells, it is time consuming because I'm constrained by cooldowns. What I'm hoping will be the case. When I hit level 12, I'll get this Arcane Blastier, and that'll pretty much turn the character around and make it actually fun to play. So if you're looking for a character that's fun or good, I do not recommend this character. This character doesn't really fit into either of those categories. Hey, what's up, Titan? So yeah, if you're looking for a character that's fun or good, or fun and good, as the case may be, I don't recommend this character build. It's tiring, it's slow. If you're used to killing stuff, then you don't want to play this character build. I'm just waiting on my chain missile cooldown. And I have to wait on my chain missile cooldown because we jump over this. Have to wait on the chain missile cooldown, have to wait on all the cooldowns just because everything costs way too much mana. This character is also, fortunately, because I'm a Warforged, I'm immune to pretty much most hold effects, that kind of thing. So it's very difficult for me to actually get killed by a lot of these monsters. The biggest thing I have to worry about is spellcasters. So we throw down an Ice Storm, deal damage over time, and just kind of stand in it. All the monsters will run to me. Ha 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 ha, suckers! And they'll all die to the Ice Storm. This is why I have Ice Storm. If I didn't have Ice Storm, I'd probably go completely insane because of how tedious this can actually be. Skast is not taking damage from my Ice Storm, even though he's in it. Well, I guess maybe he doesn't want to. Yeah. Trick for this, by the way, if you're doing Delirious Tomb, and you're like, oh man, check it. I don't want the Wraith to spawn on me. It's actually based on the bone piles. So if I don't step on any bone piles, and I go right over it, the door does not close. That's legit, by the way. If you're like, wow, is that legit? Yeah, you just gotta zoom in real close and be like, are there bone piles here? Are there bones? Jump over the bone piles. Whoa, door doesn't close. Head over to the next door. There's a bone pile right there. We jump right over it. Boom, into the next room. Oh my god, this Wraith has so much life. Die. Head over to the next room. Look for bone piles. Oh man, there's a lot of bone piles here. Jump over these bone piles. Ooh. Oh, I landed on a bone pile. Landed on a bone pile. Yeah, if you didn't know that, you can actually do that. Yeah, see, Wizard Past Life might make this a bit easier because then you get the 10 missile wizard spell, I don't have wizard past life. This character, the only past lives I have are ranger and paladin, and it's 3 paladin and 1 ranger. So unfortunately I won't be showcasing a paladin build likely on this channel, but oh, also this one here, unfortunately, because there's bone piles here, you cannot get through the door without stepping on the bone piles. You technically can, but you have to have some kind of dash, which I do not have. Because I can jump, but it's going to catch me midair, and I'm not going to be able to do it. So, but you can avoid pretty much everything. It is a shame, though. This build would be better if I did have the wizard magic missile, which would be great. The thing I don't like about wizards, other than everything, I'm not gonna lie, I hate playing wizards. I was very dismayed when you guys were like, hey, you should play a wizard as your next TR. Because I left it up to you guys to vote. Wizards are great because of the benefit that you get. Ooh, here we go. Grab the note, and we're done part 1. Am I worried about that Omeran Death Guard? Oh, kinda. Because it's a champion monster. No. Oh wait, do I really care about that? No, I don't. Dimension Door. Ooh. And I'm out. Dimension Door is awesome spell, by the way. Gets you out of all those bad predicaments. But yeah, so it'd be great if I had it, but then I have to play Wizard. Playing Wizard is not what I want to do. Wow, that did not work, did it? That's really strange. I can't get this to work. I was gonna have Twitch chat showing up on the screen, but it's not working for some reason. Okay, this is to clarify. Wizards aren't the worst class in the game, okay? They're not monks, so don't get that idea in your head. Wizards aren't absolutely terrible. In fact, if you want to play a wizard, you can play as a Pale Master. Pale Master Wizard's decent. It's not extremely terrible. The problem with the Pale Master Wizard is it's slow. Necrotic Bolt, Necrotic Blast, and Necrotic Touch, and along with the Death Auras, allow you to keep yourself pretty well healed, pretty consistently. But the big issue with doing that is that it's slow. Your damage isn't really very high. You can't maximize or empower your spell-like abilities, and you don't have a lot of mana because you're a wizard. The missing party. There we go. So it's good. It's just the problem is you're not going to feel like the king that you could otherwise be. If you're playing a wizard, if you're playing a sorcerer, or if you're playing a warlock, you're going to feel amazing. Favorite souls are kind of slow, but I'm not saying wizards aren't good late game. It's really annoying. A lot of people will link me. They'll be like, oh, wizards are good. Check out this Pale Master guide. And there's a Pale Master guide on the forums. And the guy's like, oh, you get your DCs up in the 80s, and you get your 90 intelligence or whatever, and it's really strong. And that's, I'm sure you could probably do that. But then you have to stomach playing a wizard until level 30 or 28, and then get all the gear that you need, and get the wizard past life, and get all these other things. And if you have to get all of that to play a class effectively, nah, I don't know, man. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe I'm too picky. I'm not saying that wizards are always bad all the time. It's just, in my personal opinion, leveling a wizard is a total chore. I'm sure they're great fun to play at like max level, but I'm just not feeling it when it comes to this character. I just realized I don't have a hireling. Oh no, I do have a hireling in my backpack. Samuel Merrick. Perfect. I need a hireling so I can do the other stuff. Is this that wizard build? Maybe. Oh yeah. Like, if it's just, you know, this character, I don't have anything that really benefits being a wizard, so obviously it's going to be a little bit harder, but And I can still get through everything. I've pretty much soloed every quest. I haven't really had trouble with any quests so far. It just takes a lot longer. It takes a lot more effort on my part. And you have to understand, I'm lazy. I don't want to put effort into the video game that I'm playing. I want to play something that's like fire and forget. That's why I love playing, like, gotta love me some Barbarian. There's no effort, no thought process. You just hold down right click and run through the game. Same with Swashbuckler. You don't even have to think about it. You're like, oh, I got like evasion because I'm playing some rogue and I do 10 Brazilian damage. Like, no effort, no thought process. You just kind of like fire and forget. That's kind of the character that I like to play. That's why I very much enjoyed the Ranger that I built so much. It was fantastic because I didn't have to think at all. You literally turn on the auto attack and then run through the quest, hitting tab and killing every single monster you run across. Oh, Samuel Merrick. "17 Favorite Soul has 50 charisma? I'm wondering how you get 50 charisma, because that's a pretty high number. Not gonna lie. I don't know how you get 50 charisma at level 17. Now we wait for the door. Yeah, displacement's pretty good. I don't have it currently on this character. I don't know how I'm supposed to get through this bottom part here, but yeah, because I've got a decently high intelligence. I got 31. I think my item's a +5 or something. Yeah, +5. Could be higher. But still, I have a +4 tome. Yeah, it's that's the thing about this game is it's all about the little bonuses. Because the little bonuses, they really start to stack up. The longer you play, the more you'll notice. It's the little bonuses that just stack up and stack up. And then eventually you get some character that's got +1,000,000 in all their stats. Like, I didn't even realize how high some of my saves were until I took, highly recommend. When you play Wizard, this is something I learned that's fantastic. This feat, Insightful Reflexes, totally worth it. 20 reflex save as a Wizard? Yes, please. Now, obviously, it'd be better if, step on this. Obviously, it would be better if I had some kind of evasion, like if I took 2 levels of Rogue, but taking 2 levels of Rogue means I'm not playing a 100% pure force wizard. I'd be useful. And I don't want that. I can't have that. No useful. Normally you do, but what I did is I put points into the Warforged tree so that I didn't have to worry about it. Because this one right here, Inscribed Armor, it's 1 point and it takes 5% off of your Arcane Spell Failure, which is the base. And then I have a shield on because it's a buckler. I just found it, but it gives reconstruction. So that's why I'm using that one. I have a huge bone to pick with the way reconstruction works and repair spell power, and the fact that there's sources for every single kind of spell power except for repair. Yeah, the music you're listening to, all of it by Chance Thomas, this is all from Lord of the Rings Online. Like, really, really good game. It's not from this is all from before, or this is what came in the original disc. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see. Sammy, you'll kill those guys. I have for you, if it's somewhere here, the Lord of the Rings Online Shadows of Angmar pre-order special edition, and in this container is the official soundtrack. This is kind of cool. I say, and I've played this game since beta. I have proof. I have the original discs for DDO. So there you go. I'm like some kind of legendary, legend in the game. Welcome, welcome. We're inside part 2. It's interesting that I just said we, because I considered my hireling a people. Alright. So how do I do this? I need him to pull it twice. How do I get him to pull it twice? See, this is the real puzzle. Okay. Okay, good. He'll stand on it. Alright. Let's see if this works. Okay. Hireling, come to me. Oh, I hit the wrong come to me button. Whoopsie. I meant to hit the like actually walk towards me button. It's hard. I got to get this. I can't position it too good, and I'm also apparently not very good at hitting the right key. So let's go back here. Okay. Okay, let's go down here. All right. Oh man, this music sounds so menacing. All right, Samuel, play it again. He doesn't know where to go. Crap. If possible, would you be able to hit the A button that's next to the hireling? He won't move on top of it. Nope. No, he's not. He's not listening. Okay, I need hireling or some kind of improved AI that will hit the button. What do I do? I'm hoping this guy will do it. We're gonna find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Aha! Success. Hireling didn't want to do it. Hireling just didn't care. And we go through, pull the lever, and it's open. And this is actually kind of nice because I can just throw my spells away. I know there's a shrine immediately after this, so I don't really care about how much mana I'm like spending. And I just have to make sure I kill this this wraith here, this here specter. Yeah. Can't think of any other tips for this dungeon. There we go. Oh, I don't really have any other tips for this dungeon, just because I'm not, I don't know, I can't think of any. Open, I want that. Let's see, what other good tips are there for this dungeon? The problem is this is one of those dungeons that's so old, there's not a lot of really good tidbits most people don't already know. Uh, uh, Die, everybody. That's what I mean about slow killing power. It's like, There we go, it's dead. Cool. Grab our final reward, or not final reward, our chest, our wonderful chest. And mostly it's about the XP. 17,000! Holy cow, I didn't realize it was going to be 17,000. Ooh, impulsive longbow. Sorry, I get excited about certain items. Impulse, radiance lore, meh. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, there's certain tips like the bone thing. A lot of people don't know that if you avoid the bones, you can actually go through it faster, because you don't have to fight everything. Actually fighting everything can be quite the chore. So instead of actually fighting everything, you can just very quickly run through. But you see, I could run through and firewall everything, but unfortunately, I'm playing a pure force wizard that does not use firewall. Wall of Fire is too good of a spell, so I'm not going to use that. Huh? Where'd it go? Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of like actually good tips. So like for example, like you're saying, where you can just go ahead and use a Wall of Fire. Wall of Fire is a really good spell, so that should work in theory. I'm really mad about this. I got this all set up and it's not gonna work. Hey, it actually worked. Cool. That was annoying. Took me too long to figure out. Now I have the Twitch chat actually showing up on here. The reason I wanted to do that, largely, is so that you guys can actually know what I'm responding to. Or if I cut this up later, it actually makes sense. Yeah, when playing a character like this, a lot of it's really just about being very, very patient. Um, it sounds strange to say that like, oh, my damage is like really slow. I'll still be doing quests and quite oftentimes just because I have very direct damage where I can't miss. I'll still be close to the top of the kill meter just because it's very easy for me to get an ability that will instantly go off and snag a kill. Or, as an example, as an ability that's really useful is something along the lines of like, man, where's that skeleton going? Come back here! Magic missile. Whoa, did that just stun? Must have been my Colors of the Queen. But because the chain missile spreads out very evenly, if it kills a target, it will then move all the damage onto the next target. It calculates the targets as you do it, not after. Just drop down a ice storm here. But yes, because it calculates it as you do it, it's great because it means you're spreading out the damage completely evenly. You don't have to worry about, I throw a spell and then all of the damage, all the missiles go into one target. If there's two targets, it'll split it evenly. If one of them's almost dead, it'll put 3 into one and 7 in the other. See, this music I love. This song, oh my god, just brings me back to the beta days of Lord of the Rings Online. Playing like a dwarf for the first time and walking around in the Thorns Halls. No, I didn't try the old stream key. Because I paid attention to the chat, and when somebody said, oh, it's not working, I just replaced it with a new one. So I never tried it. If I currently, like, if I was to go use the old one, it would give me an error because it's no longer valid. But I haven't tried since then. If that's what you're wondering. Gotta get the white. Ecclesiast, what a title. So, I didn't get an error, but I also didn't try it with the old key, because I only stream once a week. And if you try to use the old key now, it's not going to work. You'll have to use the new one. Discipline Cloak. Sonic Will, meh. There are a lot of items that I really want to get, but... But no, I did not have any issues when I was trying to use the Twitch key. Does this quest be worth 20,000? Maybe. Oh, geez, white. I almost got just like totally stepped on by this guy. Whoop! Oh man, thank you. Because I jump a lot, Mysterious Remnants always spawn in the air and chests, so if you're ever wondering, whenever you kill a target that drops a remnant, it'll always spawn where you are when it dies. So because I jump all the time to avoid melee attacks, and to avoid having to slow down when I cast spells, there's always remnant chests in the air for me. Yeah. Whoop. Okay. Anything that has a lot of life is kind of annoying. Once I hit level 11, I'll be picking up Disintegrate. Disintegrate is super useful, because it'll allow me to pretty much just one-shot anything I don't feel like fighting. I should have a decently high save. I think it's Transmutation? So I'm going to have to get a Transmutation save item. I currently have an enchantment item, but I'll probably swap it over to Transmutation once I actually have Disintegrate. Very useful. So used to seeing a fast attack speed on single-handed weapons from my swashbuckler that watching you swing your scepter around is reminding me how slow it is. Oh yeah, I remember I was playing Vanguard as my paladin lives. And when you're Vanguard, you get a ton of attack speed, man. Just like nearly limitless amounts of attack speed. And it's really noticeable once you actually take it off and you spec into something else, and you're like, man, this is how slow it is to actually attack. Because Vanguard gives like a solid 30% stacking, and what? Yeah, so it's 30% stacking, and then you pick up like haste or something like that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Slap. I just don't want Samuel Merrick to die to the trap here, because he's probably going to. Like these skeletons here are apparently dying to the trap. Okay, so here's trick number 2. You walk over here, get the guy to stand there, and then you run and you mash the pull lever key. The Vanguard attack speed, I don't believe it does because they're both combat style bonuses. Because the Vanguard attack speed is a combat style bonus, and the single weapon fighting is also a combat style bonus. So there's no reason to try to be like a single weapon fighter swash or buckler Vanguard. I don't think it would work that well. It might, but the big problem is if you want to play Vanguard, the best part about Vanguard is the capstone, or it gives you the, it's like 10% attack speed bonus and bonus crit and all sorts of other stuff. It's the best bonus, but it's the capstone. So if you're going to play Vanguard, I highly recommend you go for the capstone. I mean, you obviously don't have to. A lot of people play classes that are going for capstones or multi-class in something else. But capstone, for me, is definitely worth it when it comes to Vanguard. Yeah. But both the single weapon fighting and Vanguard do stack with like haste, like an enhancement bonus to attack speed, and other sources. So for example, Druid attack speed when you're in wolf form is not a combat style bonus. So wolf form stacks with single weapon fighting, which unfortunately doesn't stack with Vanguard, but and then Fatal Harrier, I think, is 20 because it gets stacked 5 times, so you get 25% increased attack speed, which stacks, so you can get 60 or 55%. And 55% is pretty OP. Man, I love knock. It's one of the nice things about playing like a caster is you just knock stuff instead of having to be like, I guess there's a locked door with an extra treasure chest. I'm not going to pick that up. Instead, it's like, oh, I'm just going to hit knock and open up whatever. I don't really care. And the music in Lord of the Rings Online was so damn good. Like, the whole game was pretty damn good. Now, I'm not currently playing it anymore. There are a bunch of reasons. I don't like the direction that the game took after the Mirkwood expansion. But, like, personally, I think that their best raid that they ever made was Ost Dunhoth. And Ost Dunhoth and Dar Narbergood were really, really, really good. I don't know if they can ever beat that. But if you haven't played it, I highly recommend playing the Warden. Man, that class is so much fun. It's the coolest class in an MMO ever made, so. Hey look, it's the Omeran Slayer. A guy I really, really don't want to fight. Ooh. Does he not drop a chest? What a jerk! Oh, Spellsong Trance. I probably should have stayed around the Bard for the Spellsong Trance. I didn't do that. Oh, we have Conquest and everything too. And Ransack. Oh, baby. Now, I probably shouldn't be running around in this room fighting stuff. But I don't really care enough. I'm gonna do that anyway. Do. That's what I have a Cleric for. Although why my spells are not hitting is beyond me. That's another thing that happens all the time, is that the spells don't hit. Which you'll notice a lot. Same with any kind of spellcaster, you'll see it, but it happens way too frequently for it to be like mere coincidence or chance or something. Where your spells just straight up don't hit. Oh my god. Especially from this crap. Who is David Bowie? David Bowie's pretty important. He was a musician in the 80s, 70s, 60s? I don't remember. Anyway, really important, really great musician. Cool, part 3 is next. Fantastic musician. He has a lot of classic songs. His son also has a bunch of classic songs. Yeah, like legendary artist. Fantastic artist. If you haven't heard David Bowie, I highly recommend you just hit up YouTube and just YouTube yourself some David Bowie. Fantastic artist, and he will be missed. So, yeah, a toast to David Bowie. The thing is, the reason why with Melee, it's true, it also does happen with Melee, but it's not quite as noticeable when it comes with when it happens with Melee. Oh, I forgot I'm supposed to talk to Colum or Sign. It's not as noticeable when it happens with Melee, and the reason is because Melee attacks way faster. So if you miss one of your 7 attacks that you make in 3 seconds, it's fine because you still got 6 off. But if you're ranged and you only make 3 attacks, if you're ranged and you only make 3 attacks in a 7-second period or something, or in a 5-second period, then all of a sudden that's a huge deal because you're missing a larger percentage of your damage, especially if you're a spellcaster, because it will eat away your mana. No, David Bowie is a very, very big musician. He made a lot of really great music. I can't play David Bowie music on my channel here because it would, or not on my channel, on this channel, because it would get immediately muted by the Twitch admins, which is unfortunate, but it makes sense. But yes, if you don't know who David Bowie is, I highly recommend you look it up. Yeah, exactly. It always sucks when you lose out on like a big attack, you know? It's like, oh, I have this cool special ability, you run in as Monk, Stunning Fist, but then nothing happens. You're like, ah, shit. Can I fight all these? I can just fight all these, can't I? YOLO. Places. I was originally going to be jumping into DDO, but I ended up falling asleep, so I apologize. I was gonna get some like mad DDO in, but I ended up falling asleep. So, oh, what is happening over here? Oh, I think you went the wrong way. It was over here. I think, yeah. Here, I'll get you to the shrine. It's just around the corner. Whoop. I'm not going to be doing everything in this quest area here, so I'm not even going to try. Yeah, Warlock DPS is kind of good, although I disagree. Hurl Through Hell is pretty useful as an instant kill mechanic. I think Hurl Through Hell is pretty useful, and I'm sure if you didn't have Hurl Through Hell, you'd be very sad in Epic Elite. That spell is way too overpowered. Sorry, it's very highly tuned. It's very highly tuned. It's not overpowered, it's just highly tuned. I don't know. I don't think Warlock's in that bad of a place right now. Like, or in that, like, too overpowered of a place. They nerfed it twice in a row, and I think the nerfs were justified, although they kind of killed the idea of a tank lock. Oh, well, if you were Fiend, you'd have Hurl Through Hell, which is, like, amazing. And it works wonders. If you're Fey, though, you still get Dark Delirium, which is super, super, super OP. Stun any target in the entire game, no save. For 20 seconds. It's a pretty useful ability. Damn it, I missed my spell again. Where's the caster here? Arcane Skeleton. Yeah, Delirium is fantastic. If you haven't played a Warlock in Fey Pack before, Dark Delirium, while it doesn't instant kill, it's a no-save 20-second stun. And no-save 20-second stuns are fantastic. Now, technically it's a daze, but when you hit the monster, they only have a 10% chance to wake up from the daze. So if you can kill the monster in less than 10 attacks, it's effectively a 20-second stun. Or a stun for the rest of their entire life. I believe I'm missing somebody here. Where'd he go? Hey, look at all these treasure bags. I'll pick these up. Alright. Area of Effect, and it's effective mostly without spell resist. Yeah, Sunburst is really good. It's a fantastic ability. But trust me, Dark Delirium is awesome. If you have it keybound to something, when a monster runs up, and it's like, oh, it's like an orange name boss, you just click a button, and it stops moving, and your party kills it for free. No save. It's similar to Whistler from the Shirati. It's like, oh, this target's moving, so they're boned. Nothing they can do about it. Man, this music sounds so epic. Waiting on cooldowns. As I said, it's one of those things where it's like the class is fun, but waiting on cooldowns, man, that's really what limits me. If I was to hardcast more abilities, the force spells don't really like. Chain missiles cost 15 as its base, so hardcasting chain missiles is a bad idea considering how little damage it does. Magic missile's fine because it only costs 2, I believe. Oh no, it costs 4. Damn. Combustive Great Club of Assassinate. Ooh, the Assassin Great Club. I like that. Right, red name bosses are immune, but orange name bosses aren't immune. So it's fantastic to stun orange name or any orange names. For example, if you're doing what is it, Lords of Dust, the Inquisitor Nomon, the Rakshasa, is only an orange name, so you can actually stun him with that ability, and then he'll be instantly dead, because when he's stunned, he takes extra damage. Although I don't think actually he takes extra damage while he's stunned through Dark Delirium. Alright. I'm going to quickly shrine up, get me some life back. I'll buff up my compadre here. Then I'll go shrine myself. Oh god, I started choking on something on stream. Oh god, my lungs hurt. Oh my god. But can't let lung pain stop me from playing video game. My lungs hurt. Holy cow. Ugh. That's terrible. I'm not saying Soundburst isn't good. Soundburst is an awesome, awesome ability. You just don't have Soundburst as a Warlock before whatever level you are. Like, before you get Exalted Angel. For leveling purposes, because there's more orange names than red names as final bosses. I mean, Warlocks are already easy enough, but you never know. Besides, you know what's awesome? When you're doing like Vault of Night or something, anything with a Beholder, and it's not looking at you, so you just slam it with Dark Delirium so it doesn't actually see you. And you just kill it from behind so you don't have to worry about losing all your spells. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about convenience. My freaking chest hurts. I wouldn't mind my spells being on cooldown if they actually hit a bunch of targets. The biggest thing is I'm really excited for the Arcane Blast. I think this character will actually become good and potentially even borderline overpowered once I get Arcane Blast. Because it's force damage, so everything ignores it. Again, you're not... like, I feel like I'm saying things, but you're not hearing them. I'm not saying that all these other spells aren't great, but Dark Delirium costs 0 mana, and you also get it at a much lower level. So while you might get Power Word Stun at like level 15 or 16, you get Dark Delirium at like level 6. And level 6 is a much lower level than whenever you get Power Word Stun. Additionally, as I said, it costs 0 mana, so you don't have to worry about, you know, having to use your mana on a crowd control effect when you can just use it for the burst, whatever you call it. Not energy burst. Explosive Radiance, Radiant Flash, the one that does the light damage and heals your entire party. That spell's fantastic, but it does cost mana. And if you had to choose between Power Word Stun and that spell, instead of having to choose, you could just go and, you know, use Dark Delirium. It's a good option. Holy cow. I apologize. Hold on a moment. I'm like very heavily wheezing now because I very much hurt my lungs. Give me a second. Sorry, just taking some drugs. Oh, God. It's one thing about being asthmatic. It gets you sometimes, you know? You feel weak. Ooh, concentration, wisdom. Swim, sturdy ring of false life, balance? Eh, it's pointless. So now we're going to finish up the rest of Delir's Tomb. The last piece. I still have my cleric. Very useful. Let me just get this over here. Move that a bit. There we go. Now it looks... Still looks clunky with that in the corner here, but whatever. Anyway, talk to the guy, get the bluff, pay him the money. I remember when people used to be like, oh, you gotta save the gold. So you'd go and you'd get somebody with like Eagle Splendor and a buff effect, or somebody would have a bluff item and they'd pass it along so everyone could do it without having to pay the gold. Oh man, I apologize if my wheezing is very loud. Stuff went in the wrong pipe, and it was very, very painful. Oh my god. Oh, it's something I'm hoping will calm down. Oh man, this song. The old opener to Lord of the Rings Online brings back a lot of memories, man. Brings back a lot of memories. I'm not sure which quest to do after this, though. Let me just check. I could do the pit. The pit is always a good option. Oh god, am I going to do the pit? Oh god, do I have time for that? Yeah, I do. Alright. So we tell Samuel Merrick to stand still. Alright. To avoid the trap, you just run through the middle. Like, the exact direct middle. There's like a line on the ground to avoid the trap. Just like that, you just run straight through the middle. Well, it's not quite the middle. There we go. Now, as this quest does grant a lot of XP, I'm gonna be making sure to max out my XP here. Unfortunately, there's only one shrine though, which kind of makes a caster class like myself run out of mana pretty quick. That's why I like using my hireling Samuel Merrick to do most of the stuff, most of the work for me. Whew. I have to be very stingy with my spells because there's only one shrine, and I think that's really the crux of the problem. It's not so much that the character class is entirely bad or terrible or something, but it's that I have to be very, very, very careful with my mana usage, or else I'm just going to pretty much nearly instantly run out. What hold monster? What even casts hold monster in here? Oh, that guy. How am I doing? Well, other than the fact that I sent some water down my windpipe and now I'm coughing and wheezing. Pretty good. The build? Well, it's a wizard build, so it's slow, boring, not as good as if I was playing sorcerer. That's about it. Actually, it would be better if I just decided to use like all of the spells, but I'm just not doing that out of principle. Traps? Oh. So it like the build could be going better, but it's doing pretty good, like all things considered. I do a lot more damage than I thought I did, so it's not that bad. When I actually get ooh, is this gonna hurt? I don't know if that hurt. The poison actually hurts. Did I put that in the wrong place? Hell yeah, I put that in the wrong place. Ooh, Samuel, he killing everybody. Samuel Merrick is helpless? I wish Samuel Merrick would heal himself or our comrade. Yeah, no, I know. I remember you were saying you were heal a fucking dead guy. Holy crap! What's up with this hireling? He's like healing me. He's healing himself. I don't run out of spell points that often. I do run out of spell points on quests that are decently long, filled with undead that have a lot of health, and only have one shrine. Then, in those quests, I happen to run out of spell points a lot. When I get my Arcane Blast, I don't think I'm going to run out of spell points anymore. Okay, this should work. Ha! Ice Storm. But it is a situation, you know. It's like I said, it's not that I think I'm always going to be running out of spell points. I don't. I really want that Arcane Blast. I just don't have Arcane Blast yet, which is too good. Stupid lungs. I also don't have that much mana, keep in mind. Oh, hey, look at this. I only have 894 as a level 9. No past lives, so... I'm also really lazy, and so I use my spells to break stuff for me. A buckler, tendon slice. Now, unfortunately, I can't get the... Oh, like, if I really wanted to, I could get through this quest without spending all my mana. All I'd have to do is not... Yeah. The nice thing is the mana cost never goes up of those abilities, right? It's kind of convenient. Ow. 28 damage. I don't know where my hireling's going. I'll have more mana in the future. Just at the moment, it's kind of hard, you know? Mostly because I just haven't found any good mana items to equip. I'm still using a Wizardry 3, so 75 spell power. Or spell points. And it's not to say that 75 is really bad. It is, it's great. And I think I also have an insightful one that gives me an extra 50. But that I could have more. I could have an item of the Magi right now. That's an extra 25. That's like 4 extra spell casts, you know what I'm saying? Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna get him to stop what he's doing, because he just ran that way for some reason I don't understand. Add extra catch level supposed to get more bolts, like Frostlance and new epic feats. You have to understand, the new epic feats are really, really, really strong. I actually made a video about it already. In fact, why don't I just plug my own video? Oh, I'm coughing. Oh, it's so painful. Yeah. I actually made a video about it, which I can link right here. But you don't have to watch now. Watch it later. But I actually made a video about what I think about it, and I also linked a chart. And the chart basically shows the insane damage increase that you get from those from the new feats. It's kind of unbelievable in some cases. Certain classes are getting up to an 80% damage increase on some of their biggest spells. And that's because that's with the changed base damage numbers, and that's kind of huge. Like, that's huge. 80% damage increase? That's huge. Like, I'm not that good at math, but I'm telling you. Like, bards? I really want to play a spellcaster bard now, because having your shout maximum or greater shout maximum catch level go from 20 to 30, that's a 50% damage increase. But it's a spell-like ability. So it's crazy. Past life wizard, man. It's all about that past life wizard. You want 10 magic missiles? You got it. Past life wizard. Oh my god, it's the Great Barrows music. Oh my god, I remember doing this. Oh, my hireling's not in the room. That's why he's not helping. Yeah, Past Life Wizard's fantastic, all those extra magic missiles. Unfortunately, I don't have Past Life Wizard, because playing a wizard, it's more fun. It's probably more fun to have a colonoscopy than try to do an actual wizard life. So I'm kind of enjoying this. Yeah, exactly. You can't spam it. Hilarious burst damage though. Really good burst damage. Smash all this shit. Oh, jeez. Curse! No. Yeah, good job, cleric. That's why I love cleric hirelings, because when I play cleric, I absolutely do not take remove curse right away. I'm like way too lazy for that shit. Although I remember back in the day when every cleric took remove curse because of the kobolds, because when you do stuff on elite, the kobolds would curse you. Jump. Yeah. Run up here. Pull the lever. Pull the lever. Pull the lever. Yeah. Ooh, God. Eldritch Knight is really bad, and I can actually showcase how bad, or why it's so bad. Let me show you why it's so bad. Oh, I don't have a monster here. So I have Eldritch Strike, which is pretty bad. Like, it's Eldritch Strike's pretty bad. It's a cleave, which is great, but it deals 0 to 2 force damage. I actually made an entire video about this, which I'm going to be uploading later. But Eldritch Strike is, like, tremendously, horribly bad. And the reason is, largely, there's two reasons. One, 0 to 2 per character level is terrible. Because that's, you know, not like 1 to 6, it's 0 to 2. So that's pretty bad. 0 to 2 is really bad because it has 0 in it, which means it has a potential to do 0. So imagine for a moment I'm a level 9 character, and I use Eldritch Strike. I have a 1 in 3 chance per level to do 0 damage. So it's possible to get 9 zeros in a row and do 0 damage. So now I will demonstrate. I jump in the pool, I do the cleave, boom! 13, 26, and 19. So the damage I did was 13, 26, and 19. Now bear with me, so that's the numbers, the extra damage I added on the cleave, right? Well, that damage isn't flat, okay? That's multiplied by 150% by my 148% by my 148 force spell power. So at level 9, with my cleave, with 148 force spell power, I dealt, the highest was 29 on 3 targets. The average being like 22. 22 extra damage on a cleave when the damage is amped by 150%? That's on a 12-second cooldown and costs mana? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not, like, smoking enough drugs? But that just doesn't seem very good. Alright, Gideon. You're going down with your 999 life. He has evasion? Fuck that, dude. This guy's gonna kill me with his chain lightning. Got him. That's what I'm talking about. Open one. Open the other. But yeah, so just the low damage number is so disappointing. It's basically 0. It's essentially 0 damage. It's totally useless. And then the other thing I explained in my video, which I'll be uploading at some point later, is that there's also the capstone. This is the worst capstone in the entire game, bar none. Bar none. This is the worst capstone. No capstone is worse than this capstone. Let me read to you what it says. Your Eldritch Strike now grants you a power charge. When you have 10 power charges, they are removed and you gain Eldritch Power. Eldritch Power, plus 10% attack damage, 3d4 force damage on hit that doesn't say it scales with spell power, and 25 universal spell power. Duration, 30 seconds. Interesting. So, what it's saying is that if you use your cleave 10 times, you get 10 power charges. Using your cleave is on a 12-second cooldown. So that's 2 minutes on a wind-up for this. So, in between 2-minute periods, you get no benefit. So mine, the other one that I'm going to get, gives me 1 lower spell cost of all mana magic feats, and this gives you a 2-minute windup. Now during the 2-minute windup, okay, it gives additional universal spell power. Well, unfortunately, universal spell power doesn't factor into your auto attacks. It only factors into Eldritch Strike, which you can only use twice during the 30-second duration of this ability. Actually, you can do it 3 times. Sorry. So 3 cleaves. How useless is that? Right? Like, I don't know. Seems pretty bad. Yeah, and that's the minimum. That's if you're using it every single time. What's this? Shocking Burst? Whatever. All this is pretty bad. I don't need a Voice of the Master. I don't need this old item. I also hate when old items spawn. Iron Manacles, Golden Cartouche, I already have one. I think I'll just take Heroic Deeds. Alright, the next one's going to be the Pit, everyone's favorite quest. But yeah, so it's pretty bad. The wind-up's pretty terrible. The 10% attack damage is like nothing. It's 10 melee power, but the 10 melee power is only a 30-second uptime. And then the force damage, as I said, it doesn't say it scales with spell power. So that's kind of bad. But wait, it gets worse, actually. So you think that's bad, and you think it's terrible, and you're like, man, that sounds so bad and terrible. It's just like, how could this even be like in the game? Well, interestingly enough, Eldritch Strike actually, I don't know if you know this, has a spell point cost. It costs 10 spell points. You will never, ever, ever, ever run out of mana using that ability. Because at 10 points every 12 seconds, you can't run out of mana. It would take me, I can cast it 89 times. 89 times 12 is a number that's too big, I'm not even going to try to figure out. But suffice to say that 89 times 12, and that number of seconds, whatever number that ends up being, 890 or something, is generally longer than going to be most quests. So, I will never run out. I don't know if there will be. I made a pretty big, like I said, I made a video about it, and I talked about it during the DDO stream about like how they could fix it, and it's relatively easy. The actual fix, okay, the fix that they could do to make it work. Number one, all they'd have to do is instead of 0 to 2, it should be 1 to 3. Dealing 0 damage is stupid. 0 damage is so stupid. That should not be in the game. There should be no 0 damage, so it should be like 1 to 3. 1 to 3, not only would it be, what is that, almost a 100% damage increase, or is it 75%? I think it's a 75% damage increase, which is decent. It makes you not want to break your keyboard when you hit for 0, which is pretty important. I'm going to get rid of Tumble here. Yeah, we're going to get rid of Tumble here because I need Featherfall. And I need Featherfall and something accessible. There you go. So that's a long time. It's a lot of seconds. So, yeah. So just make it 1 to 3. And then make these, the damage that's added on here, instead of 4 to 16 per attack at level 18, which is terrible, just make it 1 to 3 per level. Or something like that. And make it scale with spell power. And then you're done. Now the character class is actually pretty good. And everyone will try to play it, because it seems cool and fun. And you can combo with your other abilities. It'd be really good with Sorcerer. I don't know, 1 to 6 would be pretty good. Oh, I forgot to mention, I would also drop the cooldown on Eldritch Strike. So it wouldn't have a 12-second cooldown, it would be like a 6-second cooldown. Well, welcome, welcome, just starting up the pit. So it wouldn't have quite as long of a cooldown. God, okay, that's where I have to go. I have to go up there. How do I get up there? No. Okay, so if you took the Arcane Archer damage and you put it on... If you took the Arcane Archer damage and you just put it on top of any melee, every melee in the game will just tear apart the Arcane Archer damage. Wow, Samuel's dying to something, and I don't know what, and he's not healing himself. The Arcane Archer damage is really high. So, if it was 9d8s, I think, is what you can get on Arcane Archer. The reason it's actually limited, and the reason why it's not completely overpowered to be dealing 9d8s of acid damage that scales with spell power on every attack, is because Archer shots are slow. But could you imagine if you were dual wielding? So you're dual wielding, those attacks would be playing nearly constantly. And that's way too many attacks, let me tell you. Just way too many attacks. Alright, light the first furnace. I do not know what my Heiling's, like, aversion to healing himself is. It happens way too often. Yeah, so I think the best solution to the problem like I said, if imagine if it was like dual wielding, right? So you'd be applying 9 d8s of acid damage per attack, but instead of an arrow, which you're going to be shooting, one arrow every 0.66 seconds, as I think is the number I came out to, with like buffs on, and then you've got your many shot going. So any arrows you shoot out, welcome, just started. Oh right, crap, magic missile immunity. Okay, Samuel Merrick's like buggy. He's like not fighting. He's not doing anything. But if it's like 0.33 and then or 0.66 per second you're applying the damage, it's still a lot of damage that you're applying. However, if you're dual wielding, you're going to be applying the damage several times a second, probably about 5 or 6 times per second, not including double strikes, because of your hasted auto attacks. So, I mean, that's it's a pretty steep, just like as the starting damage, with no modification to the actual, like only just changing the way you attack, not actually making it harder to use or anything. Now you give up the range factor, of course, but then you get all those sick melee enhancements and multipliers that you don't normally get. Oh, he just put on his shield. Ugh. I gotta be really patient because I can only use Arcane Bolt. Shield is like the worst thing ever. All monsters that use shield can go jump in a lake. Die. Oh, I have an archer. Yeah. Right. Scion feats are on hit damage, but there's a huge difference between 2d20 that might scale with spell power at level 30 and 9d8s. 9d8s is 7 to 92 damage. Or sorry, 9 to 72 damage if I don't screw up my words. Yeah, Eldritch Cleave would be pretty good. I don't know. I don't like the idea of it being on such a long cooldown, because the problem is you use the cleave, and then you just don't have the cleave anymore. And you're just like, oh, okay, I'm not doing anything right now. And you're just waiting. Like, what I imagine is that the Eldritch Cleave would help you replace cleave, so you wouldn't need to take a cleave. It's sort of like how you don't need to take a cleave if you take the Exalted Cleaves out of the Knight of the Chalice enhancement on Paladin. Now I know obviously it's still good to take the cleave abilities because they give you more than just the cleaves, but is there a shrine in this room? If there is, I'm going to use it. It's just the problem is having it on such a long cooldown means it's kind of hard to use. Yeah, like that's what I said, like a 6-second cooldown, but a D3. So you have the damage, or like half the damage of what you're saying, but twice the usability. That's pretty much what I have in my mind. Oh. Alright. So next is the security. Where's the security room? There's actually a trick to doing the pit. And the trick is you have somebody else that knows how to do it. That's the easiest way to do it. If you don't know where that is, you have to look for the things that look like it. So security, that kind of looks like security, so that's where we're going. We're going to go here. This thing here. It's all labeled on the map for you. Yeah, exactly, because the problem with burst is you use your burst, and then you have nothing. So if you didn't kill everything in one hit, now you gotta wait. Now, not to say that the class should be 100% dependent on using just your melee abilities, or like just the cleave for all their damage. That shouldn't be the case. Obviously, there should be more than just the cleave. However, the cleave is important, and you can't forget about how good it is. Which side do I want to go on? This side? I think this side. Like, it really depends on the situation as to when spammable is better than burst. So, like, just saying spammable is better than burst doesn't really mean anything. It heavily depends on the situation. So, for example, Spammable is better than burst if you're doing epic normal and epic hard. And burst can be really useful in epic elite raids. But if you're not doing, like, if you're doing epic elite and your burst doesn't kill a boss, then you're going to be doing nothing, and you're going to be watching other people kill stuff for you. That's why sustained can be more useful. A lot of people have sustained over burst. A good example of like where you see the difference in sustained over burst is if you're playing the game and you have no way to penetrate fortification and you're playing any kind of melee. All your burst comes from crit damage, so it's not really it's non-controlled burst. And then when you play against, you know, an undead creature that has 15,000 health and you suddenly can't critically hit it anymore, you're gonna notice it'll take you 10 hours to kill that monster because you've invested 100% into burst DPS. Oh no, like I said, it's a very varied topic, and the situation really depends. Welcome, welcome inside the pit. I think it's a good topic and a good discussion to have. Like, where should the line be drawn? I originally designed the Arcane Archer build.
Just put my ears on, sore.
I was just saying we're inside. When I originally designed the Arcane Archer build, the biggest goal of the build is I wanted to make a character class that was not reliant on burst DPS, that had the option, but just the standard running around and shooting at stuff was pretty good, and not reliant on critical hits. And I pretty much reached that goal. The amount of damage you get from just the acid damage is so high that you can pretty much completely ignore having to become fully critical hit reliant. That's not to say that critical hits aren't good. Critical hits are still great. Shield spells. Critical hits are still useful, but you can get away without always critically hitting your targets. I don't know this puzzle. I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Pit, wheels. I'm just Googling it because I do not know. If you ever don't know something, the best trick is just to Google it. Google tells you everything. Hello, Moosey Pants. How are you doing today? I hope you came here to enjoy some incredibly low-quality streaming, because that's what you're about to get. Alright, let's see. I could go up here. Where'd my spell go? Oh no, I still have it. I just can't look at my character that good. Hey, look. It's troglodytes. Get them! Good. Backwards F. Yeah, the biggest trick with this game is if you don't know anything, especially puzzles, Google it. Googling puzzles makes them so much easier. I could find the answer, I just have to look around, and I don't have that kind of patience. What's this one? Yellow. Yellow is double cross T. Legendary Pit would be kinda cool. I'd be in for that. I would love to see like a pit style raid. You know? Where you had a full raid, but the entire team was divided amongst the pit, and you had to send people to different rooms to do things in different orders, but the puzzles changed every time? Could you imagine that? Is this the green rune wheel? This is the blue one. Oh. That's what I'm talking about, though. Second furnace time. It changes every time. Actually, I think my favorite thing, that if I was a video game developer, what I would absolutely do, 100%, is I would have a raid where there's like a weekly patch to the game, and all the patch does, okay? All the patch does is it's just like the pit, but it, you know, so it would be a raid like with all sorts of puzzles and stuff, but the weekly patch would change the order of what's actually going. So it would change what you have to turn the puzzles to, and it would change the locations and stuff. I think that would be hilarious. Could you imagine? Legendary coal chamber with traps. Okay, I actually liked Coalescence Chamber. I love that quest. So, like, I don't know. The Pit is one of my favorite quests in the entire game, because the Pit is the most DDO quest in the game. You go out there, you're gonna play your World of Warcraft, you're gonna play your whatever, and you're gonna get all these things. I remember I had a friend who played World of Warcraft, and he came to play DDO with me, and then he was like, I don't understand, why are there like these weird jumping puzzles? And I'm like, because you're playing DDO. It's a three-dimensional game. It's not a two-dimensional game. You're not just like dudes running across slanted surfaces, and whenever you need to jump somewhere, the game will conveniently like throw you through the air towards your objective. No, 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 no. The game is three-dimensional. So you have to always be aware of your ups and your downs. Guys will shoot at you from ledges, stuff like this, and you know what? Sometimes you don't have the tools to deal with everything, and then you have to come in prepared. God, do you remember, like, having to go to the store and buying potions of, like, fire resist and stuff like that, just so that you could deal with, like, a barrage of fire blasts? Whew. Talk about this, and that's why this quest will always have a special place in my heart, because it's just the most DDO quest in the game. No. No, I fell. No! Oh, damn it. Oh. Oh, God. My speed! I was going so good. I looked so good, and then I fell in front of everybody. All randomly spawning. Could you imagine if, like, oh my god, I would totally just add in, like, a quest line, and the quest line would just have, like, so many different random presets and options for the quests. I would totally do that. So you would go into, like, Coal Chamber or something, or, like, the Pit, but could you imagine if when you looked at the map, all the rooms were just swapped about every time you did it? And they just had, like, 30 different presets built into the game. Okay. 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 Okay, that didn't work. Yeah, remember, if you make, like, this is DDO, okay? This is one of the most niche games on the market. This game barely appeals to anybody. So I want them to have an even more niche quest that appeals directly and specifically to me. Oh! Oh! Oh, acid trap damage. Oh my god! That very much hurt my body. Oh, and then I fell again. I'm so good at this video game. Holy cow. If you guys are looking for pro tips on how to play the video game, just watch your old man Strimstream. He knows what's up. He knows what he's doing. Okay. God. Alright. Let's try this again. Actually, okay, I'm going to finish the quest. Or finish the furnace. Welcome. Okay. Spies, I don't know what it is about it, but the air vents never work. Damn it! It's okay, we still gotta get to the power breakers now. Oh no! I've fallen down again! Oh, you kids and your jumping puzzles! You know, back in my day, we didn't even have a jumping puzzle. We just had jumping. You just jumped up and down. Because back in my day, there weren't even video games. You had to go outside and do the jumping yourself. This is going to end very, very, very poorly. Very fast. Oh, hey, I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead. Oh. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. Ooh, they can still see me. Oh my goodness, they can still see me. Oh, they can cast healing spells, can they? Old man powers activate. There we go. Man, now this game is full of jumping puzzles, and I absolutely... Oh, did I pull the lever? I don't think I pulled the lever. Okay, good. No, I got it. I got it. All right. Does this one have a shrine in it as also? I don't remember. Okay. I do not know where the next shrine is. But yeah, I definitely should go get some water if I'm gonna be talking like this for the rest of the stream. Although I can tell you something, Sonny Jim. If I do talk like this, I'm not gonna be able to talk at work tomorrow. Which I guess would probably be fine. Oh, God. It's bilge control time. Alright, where are we going? Where are we going? Oh, reflex save. That room. That room right there. How do I get up there? This way. Another easy way you can tell which room to go to is you just look up at the rooms and you find the one that has the yellow on it. If it's yellow crystals, it means you gotta go do it. Okay. Okay, hold on. True story. If you jump over here like me, because you're so cool, you get on top of the lever, and you like fiddle around and you press the button. Eventually, you can just pull it through the wall. Hey, like that. And you can ignore all this stuff. It's like cheating. More oozes. God damn it. I want a shrine, not an ooze. I'm a feeble wizard. I don't have enough mana. What does this do? Whoa. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, when I get to Arcane Ooze? AFK. No! Oh no! I totally forgot about that one. Sorry, team. Gotta crack open. But yeah. What I plan to do, it is a tarp. What I plan to do when I get to Arcane Ooze is I'm going to go and I'm going to type this in chat, and that's what I'm going to do when I get to Arcane Ooze. Which way is the main control room? Oh, God. What is happening? The shrine at the bottom, eh? Oh, hey, shrine. Ooh, thank you. I didn't know there was a shrine here. I did not know there was a shrine here.
With a pattern in here, Sestra?
Pattern. Oh. Is that the main control room? Alright. I don't entirely know where I'm going at this point. Oh, why do I just love my hireling here? Hold on, come here, hireling. Dismiss. I needed more people. Alright. Alright. It's not that room. Where's the room? This is at the bottom. Hey, there's a guy here. Welcome. Okay. Did I see something? I guess it must have been the wind. Like I'm some kind of NPC at a Skyrim. I thought I saw something, but then it just disappeared off the screen, so it must have been the wind. Ooh, tile puzzles! Hey guys, do you want to do some shit that's also just in DDO?
I think Strimstream's on his own.
Oh yeah, I'll do it if you just give me like a minute or whatever.
No worries. gonna pull every fucking lever I see.
It's just when I forget about a trap, then there's trouble.
Dude, the breaker room's done.
No, the other puzzle room. How do I do this one? Okay, so the only way this can come from is here. So this has to do this. So this has to come here.
Well,
So
I just
this
kept
comes here.
Trap, so shut up.
Alright, build room. Alright, there you go.
You can pull that lever through the bubble.
I was in a group of warlocks earlier. All 6 warlocks. Some were pure, some multiclass, but all were warlocks. So is that the easiest group of your entire life? Build control. Build control, it's where the pump moves the water. God, I love alcohol. Hey, the bilge control room. Bilge control room. Ugh. Oh my god, that guy fucking body blocked it like a superhero. Holy moly, I didn't even see it. He just Secret Service that for the warlock. Whoa, whoa. Troglodyte thinks he can be the best of me. Yeah, but I got a secret shrine. Yeah, my next warlock build that I'm going to be doing won't be doing that sissy stuff. I'm going to be like melee. All melee warlock is my next build. It's dwarf required, but oh, it's going to be sick. I'm telling you. Hey man. Hey man. You know, back in my day, we didn't have beer. We only had hard liquor. And it wasn't even called liquor. It was called, oh god, I can't think of a funny joke. Uh-oh. I'm so glad. For the longest time I used to play on like a potato computer, so all the graphics would be as low as possible, but I love that you can see stealth creatures in the water because they make those like water things. Moonshine! Oh. Alright, if somebody wants to stay on the ground, I'll do all the jumping and hopping and hipping. Oh wait, we need somebody to go up. Okay. Trying to remember exactly how this room goes. Alright. So we just need... die. Die, black pudding, die! Alright. Okay, so the first one's here. So we just need 2 people have to go up, so someone volunteer to stay down. That'd be Sesta. Okay, then we go up, land on top of here, move over. Sahagin! I'm worried about the Reds finding me. Forget about the old man voice? I don't know, I heard some compliments. Give me some of that liver.
It's painful trying to find this furnace room, but I finally...
I webbed the liver.
Pudding.
Wait, that shot me all the way up somehow. I don't know how that happened. Oh my god. Yeah, man. Oh no. Fireballs. Help. Oh, immune to hold monster. What a piece of shit. Whatever. Alright, I think that's everything. Intake system. Here we go. Uh-oh. Damn it. Okay. You know what? I think we're gonna have to riot. Or you guys are sorry. I'm not gonna let you guys riot. No rioting. Not in my chat. We're gonna be bringing back the old man voice. When I got 3 warlocks in the party, do I feel like I'm being overpowered? Well, let's just take a quick look here, Sonny Jim, at the only metric I know how that allows you to see how good you're doing. So looking at the quick metric of the kill meter, I look up here and I see that Strimstream has 52 kills of the total 101. 52 out of 101 is some number. I don't know entirely what that number is, but I know it's pretty big. So I'm just going to let you know that I think I'm doing pretty good, and I don't feel like they're overpowering me. It is important to note that a large portion of the actual ability of any kind of player or character class is largely in the way that you play it. And not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm pretty good at this video game, and so I generally try to get pretty good kills over other people. Oh my god! Oh my god, he's dead! He's dead! He's dead! He's dead! It's okay. I won my gold roll just for this moment. And that's how you use a res cake, my lovelies. You always have to make sure you heal a guy. You resurrect him with your res cake. I probably could have saved it because that's like 300 points out of the turbine point store. And you know, my pension doesn't pay for enough turbine point cakes. Yeah, but when you get to be my age, you've seen a lot of cakes, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, don't worry. We beat them off every time. Oh my god, 40,000 experience. Now let's go get ourselves some Muck Dooms, kiddies.
Muck.
I pulled one of these this life. I think I can pull a Muck's Doom too. I pulled one Muck's Pain when I was doing Dirk's Got a Secret. And you know what? Good things do happen to bad people. I believe I too can win and get myself a Muck's Doom. You know, truthfully, I've been playing this game since I was a little boy, back in the beta. Oh, did we miss one? Oh, we didn't get the one from the first furnace.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get it. Gotta go get it. I gotta get me some Muck's Doom, everybody. You gotta have yourself some Muck's Doom. You see, I started off this character by pulling a Muck's Bane. Now I can't use Muck's Bane because I'm a useless, terrible wizard. But I have one now, so maybe in my next life. Man, that actually really hurts to do. Ah! Bind to character on equip now. No, damn. How do you tell if someone has been playing DDO since beta? I'm curious as to the method you would use to determine that piece of knowledge. Oh! I can show you. I have one of these. I have the original disc set. So that's how I can tell you. But it's true. They will tell you every single time. Yeah. I'm looking for a switch. I don't remember which switch. Is it the one up here? No, I pulled the one up here. It's the one in the other room. It's the furnace 2, I think. Am I Gandalf the Grey? Well, I don't know, but I do happen to have a Lord of the Rings Online Special Edition disc that I got for pre-ordering it after the beta. Oh man, waving beta in people's faces. All these people are waiting on me. Damn it. Oh, time. Oh, okay. Man, it actually hurts to do. What? That one's pulled already. Which one am I missing? You kids! Are you mocking Gandalf the Great? Wow! that one's pretty bad. Oh, my throat. I'm trying to keep the old man voice, but it can actually be hard. It's hard on your lungs, I tell you. You know, Doc says I shouldn't be playing video games so much, you know, with my sciatica. Doc says I got a bum ticker, you know. So I gotta keep myself not so hyped. I hope I can pull myself a Mux Doom. I will go and slay the avatar of Jubilex and bring home a Mux Doom for all my people.
Ain't doing no freaking damage.
Oh my god, did that just happen?
I'm thinking yes.
Yeah, I forgot about Featherfall, and I just took 175 points of fall damage.
Nice. Good
Thank you.
job.
He's
I don't have res scrolls. Incur should be able to res you.
He did. It was wonderful. No Mux Doom. You know, sometimes those things just sort of happen, you know? Alright, everybody. I'm going to be taking level 10 and starting up the level 8 quests. If you'd like to join me, I'm starting with the Storm Cleave.
Dude, does somebody have your nuts in a vice? I'm just griefing you. Pay no attention to me.
Something up with your headset. Oh, that's too good. It was a long way down. Now while I'm doing this, I have to do my randomly selected giveaway to somebody. Because guess what? It's after the time I said I was going to give away a Menace of the Underdark expansion pack. Storm Cleave. Cleave. Need a mint to take level 10. Alrighty. Well, maybe I'll just cut that and make it as a special clip.
Thanks, Dreamtown. Take care.
Thanks for coming. Oh, I'm gonna keep doing the old man voice. Where's the wizard trainer? I need to advance. Oh, my warlocks are gone. What happened? Oh. Alrighty, everybody. Ugh. I'm gonna quickly pull up a list here of all of you wonderful, incredible people. And I'm gonna be giving away one Menace of the Underdark expansion pack. Oh god, I have to pull this up because my silly thing doesn't work. Alright, so we're doing the giveaway. So if you are disinterested in winning a Menace of the Underdark expansion pack, make sure you type it in the chat. Oh my god, my voice. Regardless, I'm gonna be doing my role here. I've got everyone made up into a list. Where's my winner text? Is this here? Oh, it's not working. I need to get a new winner text. Oh. Alrighty, winner. Oh. Oh, I have to push buttons and do things. Alright, there we go. Oh, congratulations to Edward T underscore Edward T underscore on winning MOTD X pack. If you don't want it, please say so, and I give to next person on list. Congratulations, you won! I'm gonna send you the code in your inbox on Twitch. It should work. I've been assured by the fine people at the computer company that it's all gonna work out great for you. I don't know if it'll actually will work out great for you, but I think it will. Let me just load this up. Edward. Oh, your name is an underscore. I don't know how to use these fandangled keyboards here. They're all new and I don't know how they work. I don't know how to get all the things. Oh no, it just doesn't work. Oh, no problem. Okay, I'm taking a quick break from the old man voice so I can actually get this out because I want to make sure there's no confusion. Congratulations on Edward T underscore. You've won yourself a Menace of the Underdark expansion pack. The Menace of the Underdark expansion pack, MOTD, X pack code. Congrats. The Menace of the Underdark expansion pack, is that the code? Just make sure I do this here. I'm going to copy the whole thing. The Menace of the Underdark expansion pack comes with a lot of really cool features. It comes with the Druid class. It comes with a bunch of quests that I'm sure you'll find a lot of fun playing. But the biggest thing is it comes with the Druid class. Druid class is really, really, really damn good. If you're just starting and trying to get into the game, the Druid class is a great way to get started. It's self-sufficient because it heals itself. You can transform into a wolf, a bear, or even one of the pure elements of nature, which is pretty damn badass. Could you imagine being a man made of fire who shoots fire out his hands? Pretty cool, tell you that much. So congratulations. I hope you enjoy your prize, and I'm sure you'll get a lot of use out of it. Extend spell. Do I want extend spell? Do I want heighten spell? I want extend spell. I'm going to take extend spell for now. Oh, 2 more spells! Well, Wallify is totally useless for this character, so we're going to go with Cloud Kill and Symbol of Pain. Pain like my life is every day for the past 35 years when my grandkids haven't called me and left me in the home. Tyler G 2010, let me tell you, give something away every week. So if you stay here and you watch every single time, I can't guarantee you'll win, but I guarantee you'll see people win, and that person could be you, but it probably won't. I'm just telling you, probably like statistically, it's likely not going to be you, but it could. It could be you. So congratulations to Edward T underscore on your brand new fandy dangle bangle dangled expansion pack. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, alright. There you go, because you actually won something. Yeah, there's slightly less people here than are playing the Powerball lottery, so and better odds anyway, so I highly recommend if you actually do like the game and you want to play it more and more, you should totally become a VIP. The game is fantastic and wonderful and amazing. It does have some quirks. It can be quite laggy and not work at different points, but overall it's got that kind of sort of polished charm. Stormcleave Outpost. Bam. This build is going to be sort of kind of on the fence. Oh, wait, I have spells. Give me the spells. Oh, 4th level spell. Yeah, give me that. Force missiles. Where are you, force missiles? Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, baby, force missiles. I don't think force missiles are that good, but I'm taking it anyway. And I got another spell that I don't need. There's no like repair super critical. So, ball lightning, cyclonic blast. All these spells are bad. Summon monster, I guess? I don't know. I honestly don't know what to take. Do I get a third level and a second level spell that I don't know what to take? Cool. Alright, I'm gonna grab ship buffs and then Stormcleave. VIP doesn't get King's Force, Underdark, and Shindralin? VIP does. VIP does get all those things. If you're a VIP, you get access to every single entire thing in the entire game except for Epic Destinies. The only thing you don't get is Epic Destinies, which you still have to pay for. But you get points from being VIP. The benefit of me playing VIP is I earn tons of favor by having access to all the quests, which in turn, I can then go to the DDO store, and it's going to quickly build up, and I get more and more points every time I do a life. So right now I'm at 1920, and every life is about 600, I believe, points. Wait, it doesn't give you King's Forest, Underdark, and Shindralin? You have to have the expansion pack? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. Well, it's a good thing you have it now. So then you can play the expansion and get all of those things. Damn, I was unaware. Cool. Good to know. Yeah, okay. Sorry, the chat is like 20 seconds delayed on what I actually talk about, and if I don't look at the chat, which is my fault, then... Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just about to get started on Stormcleave. On Elite. Yeah, where was I? Are you building towards Shirati Archmage? Sort of. This character is probably going to make it to 20. I don't know how much farther I'm going to go past 20, because I hate playing wizards. Oh my god, the legend himself. Welcome.
Hello.
No. So if I go show one available, what I wanted to test out, epic, 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 is this here Master of Knowledge feat. It makes your Arcane Bolt and Arcane Blast grant you 1 stack of Mental Honing, 3 spell power and 2 spell crit, which stacks up to 30 times. That's 60% spell crit damage. 60% spell crit! 60% spell crit! Back in my day, we didn't have 60% spell crit. So with 60% spell crit, which is the most important thing, that's insane. And considering how many magic missiles you can throw out with 60% spell crit, I'm assuming that'll be probably pretty good. So that's kind of what I want to test out. I'm not really thinking of whether it's going to be Shirati or not. I might end up just doing Magister, but we'll have to see. Die. I still have a decent amount of chunk of mana. Just monsters have way too much health. And because I don't have like my force ball, I can't just get rid of them. Also, trolls are very irritating to deal with because they regenerate. Get out of here, spare tire! Yeah, the damage might actually be very good with Shirati Champion. But you see, here's the trick that you're not thinking about. It's all about maximizing your potential, okay? If I head over to Magister, I get no magic strike, a 5% chance or 15% chance to cast and dispel magic and render them unable to cast spells. That's basically every missile will dispel all magic effects from my targets. That's very supportive. It's a very supportive thing I could do right there. You know, supporting my team. Keeping them all afloat, dispelling all those evil magical effects of the evil enemy monsters. I mean, I don't know if that's really good or not. I don't know if that's worth it actually choosing an entire Epic Destiny over it. But I'm going to give it a shot. I'm probably going to take a look at both of them. Fortunately, I have Shirati maxed out, and I still have to level up Magister. But we'll see. Is all the kobolds up there dead? Yeah, they're dead. But yeah, I feel that Magister could be alright. Additionally, Arcane Tempest. Look at this.
Ooh. Don't worry, I'm keeping up the old man voice. It's generally you gotta test it all, you know? You can't just say, oh, I'm just gonna use what I think is the best. If I use what I think is the best, as I told you, wouldn't be playing no wizard. No way. Welcome, welcome. The best part is when the people in the group think, oh man, is something wrong with your microphone? But they just don't realize how old I am. I remember getting home from the war and playing this game. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Ah, but you kids, you don't remember the war. You don't remember how it used to be. Ooh, I have 3 missiles now on my force missiles. That's kinda neato. An arty pass?
I don't know if they'd actually changed about the Artificer. I think the Artificer's in a really, really good place. If you've played, I think they're due for a 3rd tree, but
Welcome, welcome.
if you have played Artificer recently, the, what do you call it, the Mechano, whatever, the repeater guy is really, really good. Melee seems to work out pretty well from what I've seen. Melee seems to work out pretty well from what I've seen, and the caster is hilarious.
Oh, damn it, you're gonna keep me on that old man voice, aren't you? Especially since they did the recent pass with the extra feats. Now you've got the Master of Artifice feat, which may not seem like it's that good, but it actually is that good. Let me explain to you why. It's all about figuring out what works and what doesn't. Let me tell you what does work. Oh no, my Ice Storm ran out. Ice Storm doesn't work. That's for sure. Giants don't work. Uh-oh, 74 damage. That's a lot of damage to be taking, especially for my fragile body. Oh, jeez. Oh my golly goodness. I have to take him down. 3 mana left. Yeah.
But if you look at feats, and you check out one of the cooler ones,
the Master of Artifice. It makes your Blasting Rod, Lightning Bolts, Lightning Sphere, and Static Shock get 10 to their caster level. It actually makes caster arties viable as a DPS option. And honestly, if you haven't tried playing a full caster arty, there aren't a lot of things that are very resistant to your lightning damage. It's one of the reasons why I was tempted to make lightning as the main focus for the Arcane Archer, but I think at the end, the name Acid Arrow is the one that just kind of rings through the most. It's a better name for the build. Yes, fragile body. The wood in this body's old and brittle and rusted. A lot of the joints have been replaced with this soft, or this plastic over the air, and it just breaks, and you can't repair it so good, so you gotta take it into the shop to get a new one, but then they try to tell you that you gotta do some kind of upgrade to your operating whatchamacallit, and I don't know about that, but when I give it to them and they upgrade it, they come back and can't find the solitaire, and I don't know how to, and I can't put a thing on, I can't change a note on the computer. It's just too much for me. All these new fandangled complex systems. It's way too much for me. I'm a simple man. I like to go to the store and get my newspaper. I like to go to the diner and I just sit and drink my coffee and watch and read the newspaper. I'm a simple man.
I don't know if I'd be a real man and do adamantine body. I feel like that'd be a bad... Oh, shit. Could I do that? Animate antibodies 35%?
The last of the Magefire cannon crates has been destroyed. Stormcleave outpost will take full fire from these failed devices.
No, 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 no. I like this. 15% here, 5% here, 5% here. That's not a huge point investment. So that's 25%.
Take up the shard of stone.
I'll grab all the shards, so that way we'll know who has them. And I'm like the leader guy, so it'll work out for everybody. I have myself a casting dexterity augment, so I was thinking that could actually work pretty decently. What is this, some kind of ring of swimming and constitution? You know, I got a lot of constitution. But back in my day, we didn't call it constitution. We called it life insurance.
Oh, I think I could actually do it. I think I could run adamantine body with this character. I think I could do it. I would have to take to level 15 for me to set it up. And I also have to find my ruby. Or my sapphire. But, ooh, I'm actually so tempted right now to try to do that. I need a shield, though. That reduces arcane spell failure. Because that would be a pretty big investment for the next 5%.
Oh, one of the tricks here is if you pick up all these here supply crates, you can just destroy them afterwards. It gets rid of the weight load, so you don't have to worry about that. Because handing them in is only like 200 XP. No, it's because I'm a robot and robots are better than humans. This guy just messaged me and he said, doesn't pariah mean something similar to an excuse or scapegoat? And I said, oh, it's sort of like an outcast. And then he said, oh, that's why you're so self-sufficient. And I told him, no, it's because I'm a robot, and that robots are better than humans. I tell you, they're gonna replace us all.
Man, the old man voice is really hurting now. I have to take a break. I'm gonna take a break. I might come back to it later, but I gotta take a break from the old man voice. Ooh, slamming kobolds with high amounts of damage. Ooh. But I feel like I could actually do that. I'm tempted to try it. Wait, feats. Animate body. 35% arcane spell failure. Okay, hold on. Oh, shit. I know I'm not helping. I don't care, though. Dex bonus and armor check penalties. Okay. Later, Peanut Soup McMuffin. Thank you for joining the stream. I hope you had a great time watching. You're probably already gone and I'm just talking to the air, but you know, I'm okay with that. Yeah, now that I've got this idea, could I actually run? Yeah, it is kind of disappointing. I like the fact that they had these cool, unique augments that they could throw in, like the meteoric star ruby and things like that. I really wish they kind of actually did make new augments. Oh man, it's gonna take a long time to kill all this stuff, isn't it? Ooh, actually I have decent damage. I like it. I like it. I like it. Pius Gruel, hold monster. What? He just not take? He just not get held? What a jerk! He's an orange name. He should get held. Ah. Hmm. Does anyone know what level 10% is? Yeah, they have them at the events. I don't generally attend most of the events just because I don't generally have time to like take time out of my TRing to get some of those event items. They're really cool though. Yeah, maybe. I'm looking this up. DDO augment. Am I running into the wall? Oh, you bet I'm running into the wall. Level 16 is 10% off arcane spell failure. Okie dokie. Now I know. Now I know. So by level 16, if I have an armor, I can slot in. Wow. There we go. Typing in chat. If only I could type slightly faster.
Oh, do the old man voice. I don't want to do the old man voice. I don't want to have pea soup for lunch. You guys are going to be the death of me. Oh, do the old man voice. Oh, stand on your head. We want to see you jump up and down. Oh, give us prizes. You know, back in my day, we didn't have everyone just giving stuff to us and doing what we wanted. No, we had to work for it. We had to go out there, and we had to go all the way out back in the fields. And to get to the fields, you had to go uphill. But then to come home, you had to go from the other end of the field, which was uphill. So you had to come home uphill. It was just way too far. I agree. I don't know why they just left the guild vendors there and left the augments, but for some reason they decided not to actually add it as part of the core method of the game. I mean, I thought the guild augments were like a good way to encourage being part of the guild, or any guild, but geez, the fact that they just kind of got rid of all of it, it's sad, you know what I'm saying? It's just very sad. Get held, jerk! Oh, that feels so good. Oopsie, all my buffs are going away. I guess that could end up poorly. Oh, believe me, the old man voice hurts my throat so very badly. But I do anything for my viewers because I'm a big sellout. Kill the general! Kill the general! Interestingly enough, if you're like me and you played my Arcane Archer build that you can find a link to on you can find on the forums at the top of the Ranger section, or I'll link it in chat in a little bit. When I actually did this, I just shot Xantalar because the acid damage is so high. Sorry, I forgot about the dimension door. But if you play it, when you fight Xantalar right there, you don't even have to destroy anything. Thanks, Shorty J1329. You're the real MVP. I bet you never heard an old man say that. Exactly. I feel like it's just kind of like a waste. Like they should add the augments to the guild vendors. Just give them the regular augments. Or maybe add special guild augments that you have to be in a guild for, but they're just like regular augments. Unfortunately, I'm not an officer in my guild and I can't really invite anybody. I'm also generally one of the few people that actually plays. Because I play this game way too much. It's kind of disappointing, you know. They left something in the game and then they didn't spruce it up a bit. I really wish they'd added something more to compensate for that. Alrighty, my lovelies. I have 2 action points to spend, but I'm gonna need to save. Because when I hit level 12, I have to spend 3 here, and then I have to spend 1 here, and then I have to spend 2 here. So that means I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points saved up. So I have to save all my points for when I hit level 12 to spend them in my tree. Belt of parrying, plus 4 insight bonus on all of your saves. What an option! Golly gee, going through all these items. G-Land server. Jeez, I've been playing since beta, although I didn't always play on the Galanda server. Although it is true what they say. You know somebody's been playing since beta because they'll tell you about it. And let me tell you, I've been playing all the way since beta. Back before when we called beta, it wasn't called beta. It was called the test time. Oh yeah, it was old school. All the way back. If you like watching me being in pain, then just keep watching me with this old man voice. It's really painful. Performance sonic resistance, God. I'm trying to pay attention to all these different items that I have. Yes, I'd like to accept the quest. Thank you for sharing it with me.
The voice is starting to crack. It's not working.
Alright, so this quest is really dangerous if you're a robot like me. You gotta be... I got Minecraft... I played Minecraft in alpha, and I fucking hate that game. It's a really great game. It's cool. It created its own entire genre. But I don't play with Legos because I find them boring. That's why I play video games. If I wanted to play with Legos, I'd go play with some Legos. Now this quest is dangerous for a guy like me, because see this creature? Oh no, it's coming for me! But that's what we got a hold monster for. Any of those rust-eaten creatures that just want to eat my soul. I got these... I had a metal plate put back in my head back after the war, and they just want to get that metal plate. Now the metal plate got expanded, of course, that's why my whole body looks like it's made out of metal over there. Because they put in 1 plate and then 2 plates, and eventually you just end up replacing all my bones, my blood, and my organs with plates. Get out of here, rust monster! I don't want nothing to do with you. I remember back when I first played, and I played a fighter wizard. I had 2 levels of fighter and 2 levels of wizard. And, oh, I can't open this door. Does anyone have the strength for this door? Thank you. And back when I played, I remember it was a lot of fun because I was just enjoying the game, being able to live out the character I'd always wanted to play. But then I saw some guy walking around town, and his sword had cold and ice coming off of it. And I couldn't believe it. And he played with me in a quest. And when we played together, He hit a monster, and the monster froze solid, and it exploded. Now you have to remember, back in my day, there were no ice spells. There was no Nyax Cold Ray. There was no Snowball Swarm. You didn't have any.
I can't keep the voice going.
You didn't have any ice spells you could rely on. So when I saw a monster freeze solid and shatter, it was the most mind-blowing thing I'd ever seen. That was one of my favorite moments from when the game first started.
Alright, I have to recover some voice. Whoa, what just happened? Do you see this? Oh my god, I have to move this. Check this out. Check this out. Oh my god. Okay, I'm moving this. So this is my combat log right here. Combat log. Okay, check it out. Spell crit. Your hold monster has a greater effect. I crit with hold monster, and then I hit Monarch for 1,037 points of fire damage because I hit him with Colors of the Queen. That's just awesome. I spell crit with my hold monster. Oh, that feels good.
I know I'm not helping right now, but I had to show that off. That was so hilarious, because I just saw the immune come up and then it dies in a fire and I did 1,000 damage. Oh, just you wait. I'm going to be doing a War Chanter life soon. It's going to be the Robo Chanter. It'll turn that build upside down, I tell you what. And another thing.
Ugh. But yeah, the Freezy build. On pen and paper, my peeps go crazy when there's a +2 weapon. Yeah, man, playing pen and paper and then actually playing this game when it first came out, that was one of the coolest things ever. Because it kind of reflected the same thing. I remember being like, you're level 8 and then, a +2 sword drops. Or, no, even better than that. You're level 8 or level 6 or 7 and you get full plate. Like, you get enough gold so you can afford to buy some full plate. Back in my first Dungeons & Dragons experience was Dungeons & Dragons 3.0. Not 3.5, 3.0. Oh, spell resistance. Damn it. But back in 3.0, holy cow. What's happening? The game's lagging. Oh god. Help. 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 Help me. I'm so dead. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna just heal myself. I don't know if I'm dead yet. Oh. Oh. Blurry? I'm blocking. I'm gonna block. Oh. I'm blocking. He's dead. He's dead. Oh. Can we do stuff? Oh my god. No, you see, if you play a Purple Dragon Knight, you make a character that does more damage and doesn't gimp itself by being unable to heal itself. But if you play as a Warforged, you reduce your ability to deal damage, and it's harder to become healed. Right? Like if you're playing Purple Dragon Knight, you get built-in charisma to damage, and you get increased healing amplification. But you see, by playing a Warforged, you don't get charisma to damage, so your damage is lower, and you get 50% reduced healing that's multiplicative, not additive. So, you can see why the build is better, right? Like, why my Warforged build is just going to be straight up better? Oh god. I gotta kill this Drow Hunter. Oh, there's another one shooting at me. I'm gonna kill this guy too. I'm gonna cast a bunch of spells and assume they both die. Okay, great. I'm gonna get around this corner here. Oh god, I can't get around. Oh, they're shooting me. Help me. Help. This lag is bad. I haven't seen lag this bad in a long time. I haven't seen lag this bad in a long time. Okay. They're typing in chat, trying to do too many things at once. But yes. See, that's the thing, though. You gotta play stuff to the fullest of the potential. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, oh, well, it's obviously better to play as a purple Dragon Knight because then you can just use one stat for all your abilities. Like, it's that kind of inside the box thinking that will lead you to success. But if that doesn't make you happy, if you're like me and nothing really makes you happy, you just gotta lean away from success. You gotta look, okay, this works clearly, so I'm just gonna do something totally different. You gotta go against the grain and handicap yourself for no reason other than the fact that you can. And that it's an option. A bad option. An option you shouldn't choose. But an option. If you catch my meaning. If you're just sitting here and you're like confused, don't be ashamed. That's the standard when you watch this stream. It's what I expect of my audience. Oh man. A healer? A dwarven healer? Get out of here. Oh, my nose is itchy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I sneezed my headset off of my head. Uncut diamond. Yeah. I don't own that item. Damn it. Alright, make sure everyone equips their voice of the master. Requiting thing. +2 bonus to saves and AC. Free the engineer. What time is it? It is 9:23. I'm going to do these next two quests relatively quickly, Vault of Night 1 and 2. And then we're going to cut, because then we're going to have our discussion segment that we do have at the end of every single stream. Crossbow kinetic lore. Oh, baby. And I do have an interesting discussion topic today. I'm wondering what you guys are going to think about it. Because it's something I've never quite understood. And it's something I'm hoping I can either shed some light on or get a better understanding of the whole topic in general. But I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with Warforged. Good old take old biddies. Taking level 9. Whoop. But yeah, so far it's been pretty good today. I've, like I said, the character class, sometimes, it's not that it feels clunky, it's just it would be better if I was actually using spells instead of avoiding using specific levels of spells. But again, you have to add in a level of challenge, right? When you play the game for so long, it gets to the point where, if you know where every single monster spawn in the entire game is, bar none, and every single trap location, except for the one that's in the pit, before you guys start getting on my case right away about the fact that I didn't know where that was. Because I know you will. I know you'll never let me forget that one. But regardless of all of those things, sometimes it feels good to play the bad characters, the characters that just aren't as strong, because they they make you feel, I don't know, it make you feel like you're playing more of the game, you know? If I'm playing a character that I know is going to be extremely strong and I know is already the best thing in the game, then I'm not really learning, I'm not really experimenting. It's not that it isn't as fun, but it's kind of like, it's one of those exciting things, you know? Discovering something new that somebody might not know, especially with a character that you play to your own style and your own design. Playing a character the way you think it should be played, and going totally against the grain. Sometimes it works out very, very poorly. But if you have some idea on your, you have some head on your shoulders. I'm not advertising for the shampoo, but where is everybody? I guess I'll just kill this drow. Give me that. Is this guy a red name? Yeah, he is. Oh, my phone's dying. It's running out of battery. This guy's gonna hurt, isn't he? I think I'm winning? I think I'm winning. He's gonna, like, finger death me or something stupid. Look at all those cloud kill effects. Oh yeah, well, I'm a Warforged, sucker! Ha ha ha! Now I have concealment. Goodbye. Combustive Gloves of Bashing. Ooh, those things are two buffs that don't really have any kind of synergy. Although, could you imagine if they update Eldritch Knight and then you need the shield bashing on your shield and you're like a fire Eldritch Knight and you add fire damage to your sword, and you could combine those two effects? Like, that's what I'm talking about. When they allow you to have, like, different combinations of spell effects, it'd be really cool if you could actually use those together. An Eldritch Knight would be the perfect vector for a lot of those spell and melee effects. Now, if you're wondering, I have been having just this playlist going on repeat for the entire night by Chance Thomas, the Lord of the Rings Online playlist. Just because I want to showcase the music. It's something that it's a soundtrack that I very much enjoy. The music in the game is phenomenal. It gets even better once you actually get into the Mines of Moria. You go into Lothlorien. A lot of those areas have phenomenal music, and I highly recommend you give some of those tracks a listen. Even if, while there are a lot of reasons I don't play the game anymore, the fun to be had, or sorry, the music and a lot of the other things in the game are still fantastic and still can be looked at. Okay, what do I have here? I have a diplomacy of 11.5. Diplomacy. No. Intimidate. I don't have enough. Ugh. Save? No, no save. That's annoying. There you go. Druid can heal himself. I'm telling you. What was the name? Edward T _. The fact that you now have the Druid class and access to the Druid class is fantastic, because they're amazing. They can heal themselves and do all sorts of stuff. I don't know what's up with the staff build. I mean, I know this is the Shillelagh, but man, looks like a cool build. I was thinking about Staff Druid. I feel like Staff Druid could be pretty good. I don't know. Mixing with the rogues to get the extra attack speed from Acrobat. Probably a good idea. Nope. So we stun lock this guy, and by stun lock I mean just stun. We just stun the guy. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of Destiny, so stun lock. Got a stun lock in that game. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's unbelievable how good the ability is. Oh, did I not pick up the key? Yeah, we need to get the key. I'm telling you, the acid damage on that build is unbelievable. Ow, that hurt. Like I said, the whole point of the build is that, like, at one point in the guide, what I type is, I'm not entirely sure where the actual damage on the build comes from, because I have no idea. I have no idea where it comes from. It doesn't seem like it comes from the items, because I just put on whatever, and I still do a lot of damage. As far as I can tell, almost all of the damage comes from the skill tree, like the enhancement tree itself, which means you can play it with literally any build, or literally any amount of quests, because there's no specific items that you need for it. And because you don't put any points in the racial tree, your race doesn't matter at all. There's no race that has a reduction in dexterity, so it doesn't matter what race you play, because all your damage comes from dexterity.
You notice words etched above this gate. Ready for field. Inside, scarred and muscular trolls wait.
That's odd. Where'd my ice storm go?
You notice words etched above the eyes of dwarven priests.
There we go. So, it's a good build. I highly recommend it. But obviously I recommend it because I wrote it. I don't get paid for recommending it, though. It's just like advertising. I do have to update my channel description, though. It just occurred to me, I have a extend spell, so I should have displacement on right now. So where's Rothgo? I want Rothgo to come over here. I want to give him the excitement of his life. Whoosh. 2-minute haste, baby! 2-minute haste. And rage. I don't need rage, but 2-minute haste. Something I'm going to be doing on my own channel is I will be updating it, so I'll have like all my guide information, things like that. God. It's one of those things where, especially when I'm doing the live stream, I always forget how long it's been. I can't believe it's been like 3 hours. Is there a kobold back here? No? What's missing? Ah, ogre. Hey, Galargo Sturdy Feet. How's it going today? Seriously, where's the monster? What's going on? Uh-oh. Quest might be bugged. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Oh, wait. Is that him? There it is. There it is. Found the kobold. He just needs to come through this door. Oh, can I ice storm through the wall? I might be able to actually earth elemental him. Okay, earth elemental, get him. Get him, earth elemental. Get him. Go. Oh, I can get him with my sonic blast. Perfect. There you go. It's all about using your noggin. I'm a wizard. I got all these tools. I got web, I got an earth elemental, I got a storm of ice. You know? It's all about using your noggin. I don't know why I have this earth elemental. I just kind of do. I wonder if that works. Hold on. Let me see here. I wonder if there's an area that you can like kind of grab it outside of the field. Outside of the bubble. Ah, you can't grab it through. Okay, I wasn't sure. I thought you might be able to, because you can pull the lever inside the pit. It was worth a test. Now, where's Rothgo? I want to give him that haste. Come here. Get hasted. Oh man, that earth elemental hasted. Look at him run. Oh. Wait. 2, 3, 2. There we go. Wait, is the same thing happening again? I didn't realize we weren't fighting stuff. Hold on. There it is. Minotaur. Ha! I've never seen a bug like this. Oh, fine, I'll cast it again. Okay, interesting. It's going to be a relatively easy clear. The thing about Epic Heroic and Epic Elite is that they're very different when you talk about, like, scale of difficulty. Like, this room is so goddamn hard on Epic Elite. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous how hard this room is. Epic hard, or like Epic normal or heroic or whatever, who cares? Oh my god, where are the monsters? That is weird. I've never seen this bug before. Of the monsters not coming out of their cages? It's very interesting. I'm not entirely sure what's causing it. Come on, Minotaur. Come on. Oh! The elemental can get aggro on it and go fight. That's hilarious. Cool. So summoning did work because the elemental can open the doors. Mmm. Oh, Dead Heart was above the door. Poor Ogre with his 2,500 life. There we go. Give me that axe. Give me the axe. So now what you do here, is one of these situations. Cool. Time to move on to the prisoner. You equip the axe. You go to town on some minotaurs. Die, minotaurs. Ah! And then at the end of the day, it's better to just use your magic. Man, it's a shame I can't really hit anything, because that would have been cool. I would have liked to hit stuff. What's my... Oh, my 2-hit is +2 because of strength mod. Right, forgot. I don't have Master's Touch. Alright. The last quest will be the Vaughn 2, and then we'll have our discussion period, as promised. Radiance lore, fuck that. Whoa! Boom, baby! Boom, Jamie! Disable device, disable device? Woo! Boom, Jamie, boom! Let's murder this guy! Oh! Do you guys see this? Tactical gloves disable device. +10 disable device. +5 insightful disable device. Boom, Jamie. That's what I'm talking about. Screw it. Take 1 level of rogue, still be able to disable crap. Alright. Walkie-talkie. So, beholders. How do you kill them? There's a trick, actually. I don't have an instant kill spell, but what I do have is a decoy. So summon monster 5, great decoy spell. Check this out. Walk up here.
A beholder roars, hungry for slaughter.
Okay. Get the hold on him, and he's dead. Wow, my elemental died? That was fast. Here you go. You just get the hold on them. Once you get a hold on a beholder, it doesn't matter. They're dead. Because they just can't turn around anymore. That's why, if you're playing Warlock, and you have the option to get, don't go up. And you have the option to use Dark Delirium. Dark Delirium you can use in anti-magic effects, and you can use it to, like, stun a beholder and then get behind it so you can kill it. Very useful tool. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Oh my god! I'm not picking up the chest. I'm just kind of running through here. Oh god, that looked dangerous. Blah 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 blah. Murdered the guy. Is he a red name or a orange name? Oh, he's an orange name. Cool. Oh, hey, that works. Sick. Oh, I don't want to keep fighting this guy. This guy has a lot of life. Like, I'm just noticing this now. He has so much health. If he hits me, I'm probably going to die in like one hit. Oh, where'd Necrodim die? He's at minus a lot. Roth goes there. Necrodim's over there. I have no idea where he died. Oh, right over there. Alright, here we go. I agree with you, except don't forget the fact that World of Warcraft also took out that feature. It was just like that in Lord of the Rings Online as well, and it still is like that. That essentially, if you're playing like a champion or a guardian, you just use like a bow as a stat stick. In fact, because they made bows give physical mitigation for some reason, you could just slap on a bow as a guardian for some extra physical mitigation, whereas wardens didn't get physical mitigation from their javelin, which is so silly. Whoa, 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 don't you sit here and quote me used to when you didn't type that in. I can read. Yeah, you can still do that in Lord of the Rings Online. Die, oh my god. Oh my god. Methods regenerate way too much life. Why can't I open this? Oh, it's locked. Duh. I need to knock it. 1. 1. What? I got 2 1s! It's a 1 in 400 chance of happening. Well, I failed on a 19. I'm out. Oh, wait, there's a key.
You didn't see that. You didn't see that key there. Alright, folks. We need to get the Minos Blossom. Ooh. I don't want to fight these spiders. Oh god, the spiders. Oh, 2 champion spiders. This is gonna be bad. Ooh, the charisma damage. Wow. Ooh, I'm still at 2 though. Okay.
Alright, yeah, so these spiders, they drain your charisma, by the way. They really hurt. So my charisma is a 5. Yeah. When your charisma hits 0, you can't do anything. So don't let your charisma hit 0, kids. That's why he was going to have some points in everything. Does con still kill you if your con hits 0? Because remember that used to be the big thing when monsters had too much life, is you'd get a wounding, a puncturing, like rapier or something, and you get dual wield as like a rogue, and even though you deal 0 damage, you drain everything's constitution so fast that they die. Does that still work? Can you still do that? Because I know there are still some items that are wounding a puncturing. I just don't know if that still works or not. I haven't played that in a long time.
Now when you tell me and you say, what are you gonna do when you get to arcane oozes?
Oh. Oh, Beholder's clear. Okay, cool.
When you tell me what are you gonna do when you get to arcane oozes?
I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to Arcane Oozes. I have Ice Storm for that. Ice Storm will figure that out. Ice Storm. The spell that... Oh, Beholder. Hey. Oh, I gotta get behind. Ah. Take that. See? You just gotta get behind him. Put a slow fall. Up here there's this doggies. Gotta get rid of the doggies. So we're gonna avoid the doggies. Oh god. Oh god. Please no Cyclonic Blast. Please no. Oh jeez. Please no. Please no. Please no. Gotta heal. Gotta stay at full life at all times. This is the hardest part. Ooh. Oh. Alright. So yeah, doggies are really dangerous. The reason why doggies like these ones are dangerous is because their Cyclonic Blast ignores everything, and even if you make the save, hey, it's gone. So yeah, how do you fight Arcane Oozes? You cast Ice Storm on the ground. Does it even hurt them? Oh, it hits for 109. But yeah, you cast Ice Storm. You cast Summon Earth Elemental. I'm telling you, dude, literally the build is like the best thing in the entire game. Literally the best. Literally better than everything else. Anyway, if you have to avoid the oozes, you jump around on the outside here, on the outside edge, and then you can just climb up this side. And then you don't have to worry about getting the ladder. You just jump up. And then you have to look this way so you can actually see through the plants. You can't see shit. Oh, I actually can see that angle. Here we go. Alrighty. Grabbing the dagger. And now we are lazy, so we use our dimension door to get back to the middle. Once we're all here... Where's Roth go? Oh, there he is. Cool. Now that we're all here, kill Orphney. I picked up everything. Ha 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 ha. Alright, kill Orphney. 14. You get cure moderate at level 11, although, and you can take that right away, but you can take cure serious at level 14. Good work, everybody. I'm gonna take a bit of a break here, so thank you all for doing these quests with me, and yeah, see you around, I'm sure. Quickly use my teleport to go to the portable hole, so I can get away from all these people. Thanks, everybody. Okay. So today, what are we going to talk about? You have no healing. I can actually solve that problem for you. Go buy 100 Cure Serious pots. Now you have 100 potions of healing. Genius. Alright. Moving on. So, how do you do this, Rothko? Thank you for playing with me, Rothko. It was a lot of fun. So today's topic, we usually have a discussion topic at the end here. I like to bring something up. I'm going to turn down the music just a little bit so we can just talk and get the discussion out. Okie dokie. So this is a hard-hitting topic. I actually need to go to the Kendaric Bank to show this off. Kendaric Bank. But it's an important topic, and it's one I think that we do need to talk about from like sort of as a community standpoint. Let me show it to you. I have to wait for my reincarnation cache. Basically, the gist is there's a rift that goes right through the middle of the game. So there's multiple ways to scale the amount that you get healed. The easiest way, and the one that's the most obvious, is increase the amount of healing that you do. So for example, if I'm playing as my Warforged, or if I'm playing as a healer, I want to get positive energy spell power. The more positive energy spell power I have, the more I'll heal when I cast a healing spell. Obviously this doesn't apply for potions and other things, but it applies to the spell itself. Great. Somewhere in here I have gloves that I want to show off. Of course they're at the top. Genius. Genius. Get out of my... There we go. Perfect. Yeah. Generally, that's the way you'd go about increasing the amount of healing that you get. You'd go about, if you're a class that can heal, you'd get some more healing spell power, so when you heal yourself, you get more healing, obviously. And it's very easy to get healing spell power. You get healing spell power from items. You can also get healing spell power from the cleric, or one of the cleric trees. You can get positive energy spell power from the ranger trees as well, and from the druid tree. So there's a lot of positive spell power you can get from several different trees. You know, it's just a good stat to have. Additionally, to heal yourself, you can get positive healing amplification. Positive healing amplification is a multiplicative effect on the healing after you've got a total from your heal. So to make sure that that sounds confusing, let me see here. Hey, winter text. I don't need this anymore. So imagine my base heal is 100. All right. So if my base heal is 100, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to move this in the middle of the screen just so you guys can see. So imagine my base heal is 100, and my spell power is 200. My healing amp is 100. Alright? I start with my base healing, and I multiply that by my spell power. My spell power is 200, so I'm going to multiply that by 2. 3. Wait, 2, 100%, 200%. Because I'm adding, so 3, multiplying it by 3 because I'm adding 200%. And then my healing amp is 100. So I'm going to be taking this equation, finding out the answer to that, and instead of adding my healing amp here, I'm going to be multiplying this by 2, because I'm getting healed by double. So the amount that I get healed in total is going to be 600 from my 100 base heal. Okay? So essentially that's how my math is going to go together. That's what we're going to look like. So there's multiple ways to scale the amount of healing that you get. And even starting at such a low number as 100, you can very easily get a high number like 600. But you might think to yourself, well, is it really that easy to get 200 spell power? Yes, it is. Healing spell power comes from the heal skill. Healing spell power, as I said, comes from several different trees, ranging from druid to cleric to ranger. And it's very easy to get on items, and there's a lot of set items that do this. That just give devotion as part of their effect. As like whether it's shields, anything like that. In fact, I have a shield I can show off. I'm going to open up my bank account again. But there's a lot of items that are across the board, not just, you know, like one specific class, but like across the board, useful for all sorts of different things. Like I have, where is it? The shield. I hate having to go through my inventory to look for stuff. I should have had this prep beforehand. Oh god, there's my silver longbow. Shield of Tyler's Aid. This shield's fantastic. It gives devotion and it gives healing amplification. So if you heal yourself, it increases the healing because of the devotion, and then it gives you 20 extra healing amp, which is fantastic. And then also Healer's Bounty. So when you get hit, it has a % chance to cast a heal spell on you. The heal spell, I've checked it, is amped by your devotion, your healing spell power, and your healing amp. So it's almost as though you cast the heal yourself. Interesting. A lot of great ways you can actually heal yourself and increase your healing amp. It makes the game a little bit more survivable for everybody, and it's really not that hard to pick up some healing amp. They even added a change, now you can pick up items of healing amp. So, I can't remember what the suffix is, but you'll have an item in your inventory, and it'll be like of healing amplification, and then when you mouse over it, it gives you healing amplification. Great. Fantastic. So then what's the topic today? Well, the topic I want to talk about is the opposite. Repairing amplification. So, repairing yourself is a similar concept, but it's a bit harder to do. So let me tell you why. If I'm playing a regular character, okay, and I want to do healing, if I just start the game with 0 healing amplification or anything like that, right off the bat, there's a ship buff that gives you 20. So that's 20 right there for you. Easy peasy. Then, if you're playing a human or a purple dragon knight, you can get 20 right away out of your tree. And most classes have healing amplification built in. Monks, paladins, rangers, do druids have it? I don't know if druids have it. Clerics. I'm thinking of a class. I said paladin. Barbarian. Many classes have healing amplification built into the core of the class, into their enhancement tree. And then finally, there's these hilariously overpowered and broken gloves, which is Purple Dragon Gloves Healing Amp 60. So it gives you 60 healing amp, which is 60% increased healing. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. That's unbelievable how good that is. If you're just playing like, a regular character class, the odds are if you're playing a human, you get 20 from the ship, you get 20 from putting 3 points in the human tree, and you get 60 from Purple Dragon. So you get 100 increased healing amp from all sources. Really easy to get. In fact, it's so easy, there's no reason not to do it. Like, no matter what character class you're playing, I will equip Purple Dragon Gauntlets on pretty much every single character, because 60 healing amp for one item slot is ridiculous. Plus it gives 2 Insightful Constitution. It's so good. And there's more items that give this 30 healing amp. It's not the only item out there. However, on the flip side, now you're playing a Warforged, and you want to get 100 repair amplification. Well, that's a little bit harder to do. You see, if I go to my repair amplification, I'm actually at 11 because I'm using an item. They did make it a little bit easier. Where is it here? I have Gloves of Repair Amplification. Before this point, there was only one item in the game that gave repair amplification, and that item was Blade Forged exclusive, and it was a trinket. Before that. So there's no other sources of repair amplification from items. Additionally, repair amplification came out of your tree, so it came out of the Warforged tree. But this is very important to note. For 2 points, you get 20 points of repair amplification, just like in the human tree. However, if you want to go higher than that, whereas the human has a bit of a gap, and then they have 20 and 20, the Warforged, while it's all at the bottom, goes 20 and then 10 and 10. So for the same investment, you get 33% less amplification. But that's not all. There isn't a single tree in the entire game that gives reconstruction spell power or repair spell power. Not one! Now I know that, obviously, my magic missile here, or like my evocation rank, at the bottom it says for each action point spent in this tree you gain 1 universal. And universal is great because it affects my repairing. But it doesn't actually give me increased, it gives me increased healing too. So it is no negative, it's not like, oh, I want to focus on repairing. The only way you can focus on repairing is by putting points in here, playing a Blade Forged. If you're playing a Warforged, sorry, there's no repair amp items other than the ones you can get right at the beginning here. And then finally, the third source of repair amplification is the new legendary feat, which let me see if I can find it here. In fact, I don't even know if I will be able to find the legendary feat, because it's not on this list, I don't think. Is it special feats? No, I don't think it is. I don't even think I can find it, but it gives another 20. So it's a lot. It's a lot harder to get repair amp than it is to get healing amp. But why? Why is that the case? It's even harder to get repair spell power. Back when the game first came out, when you played a wizard or a sorcerer, before the enhancement tree looked like this, the old enhancement tree actually had an enhancement for repairing. And this was sort of a problem. And the reason is because of sorcerers. Sorcerers got more mana, and they also cast twice as fast, without having to use Quicken. So Reconstruct, once it came out, was an amazing spell. When level cap was 12, when level cap was 14, I know so many guilds that had Warforged as main tanks, and they just use a sorcerer as their healer. They still kept a cleric around, guy who could raise dead, but they had the sorcerer doing all the healing. Why? Because Reconstruction is just too good of a spell, and you can cast it way too fast. Because it even has half the cooldown. So I understand why Turbine has shied away from repair amplification going forward, because sorcerers exist. But the problem is, it nerfs so many different player classes. Warforged aren't as good as they used to be. They used to have this awesome thing called construct traits. Somewhere in here? Where's construct traits? Warforged traits. Here it is. And it used to make you immune to all poison. It used to make you immune to all diseases. They took that away. Now you have to make saves against magical poisons. You still had to make saves against magical diseases, but now it's magical poisons as well. You can still take damage from poison effects. So, for example, if you step through a poison trap that deals damage, you'll still take the full damage. You will not be immune to it, where you think you might be. And so it's just a straight nerf, and that kind of sucks. It's just not as good. And Warforged are still good. I'm not saying they're terrible, but you pretty much lose something because you make it more difficult for you to be able to repair yourself. And it's hard to actually get access to it. And it's so hard to the point where it's so easy to get healing amplification that there's pretty much no reason to ever use repairing on any single character unless you can cast your own repair spells. Because if you can cast your own repair spells, then you might consider it. But I played a Bladeforged Paladin recently, and my Bladeforged Paladin, I went into the Bladeforged tree, I picked up the Reconstruction feats, so I could cast Reconstruct on myself, and you know what? When I had 800 or 900 health in Legendary Dreadnought, and I could only heal myself for like 300 from Reconstruction, it's not enough. I need, my own lay on hands that I could heal on myself and put myself back up to full. Effects like that. And I got so much healing amp from other items, I had 180 healing amplification on a Bladeforged. So it didn't even matter that I had the repairing effect. I might as well just go heal his friend and do straight healing, because there's so much free healing amp. I'm not saying the healing amp is bad. I'm not saying there shouldn't be free healing amp everywhere. It's fantastic. Healing amp right here out of the Harper tree. Healing amp everywhere. It makes it easier for players. It makes it you don't have to spec so hard into healing to keep people alive, and it's awesome to feeling as a healer. I can't stress enough how much I like healing amp as a mechanic and as a concept. But what I wish they would look at is Warforged and healing. It's hard to get repair amplification as a Warforged. It's hard to, play a Warforged and feel really good about this awesome way you can repair yourself when I can't really get amplification without a massive investment. Whereas my positive is 50. I haven't done anything on this character. My positive is 50. And the thing is, it's not even balanced. If I go to my feats, I have past lives. I have to get rid of unavailable. I have past lives. Past live, heroic, paladin. I got 3. So I get 30%. Lay on hands does work the same for constructs. It does. But I'm saying that the repair amplification doesn't matter at that point. Although lay on hands is buggy, it actually applies separately, so it'll multiply itself. If you have both healing and repair amplification, you can heal yourself for a hilarious amount. But I digress. It's really disappointing and disheartening that it's something that's so hard to come by, and I really wish it was something that they would look into. Paladin gets healing amplification. Why doesn't Artificer get healing amplification? Why does Bladeforged give repair spell power when it could give repair Reconstruction amplification or repair amplification? These are things I really want the Turbine team to look into, because it feels bad where there's going to be some point when I'm playing this character that's a wizard where it'll be better for me to use healing spells on myself with UMD than it would be to repair myself, because it just heals that much faster. When you repair and you use Reconstruct, you give up the heal spell, so you don't get those instant cures that get rid of all your status effects. You give up on the Raise Dead effects, because you don't get that as part of your base spell list. You just get the raw healing, and the raw healing is worse. So that's my discussion. I just want to talk about repairing, because I think it's important, and I think it's something that's kind of been forgot about. And I'm hoping that the Turbine team will look into it, and they'll think about it, or at least talk about it in some of their future discussions. It's it's a topic that's close to me. I very much love playing Warforged and robots. I love my robot, but if my robot can't repair, what's the point? They break down. So that's that. That's the discussion. It's all about the reconstruction. So I hope maybe you learned something, or maybe it gives you something to think about, or maybe you're going to go write an angry forum post in my honor. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. I have text that I'm going to bring up here. Nope. Yeah, there it is. If you like what I do, you can check out this link right here. It brings you to my actual channel where you can see me streaming video games. That's right, video games. I do that all the time. So I'm going to be streaming. I stream whenever. So if you want to catch me there, you can catch me there. I don't really have a set schedule. I only really stream here on a set schedule. So there's that. Also, all these discussions and talks I will upload on my YouTube channel. I don't have a link, but in the left corner here, where I have the Twitter and the Facebook, it's the same thing. It's youtube.com/Cotwell613. I'm rebranding, so this will all be changing, but it'll keep it if you subscribe to it. I post all the links there. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. You've been a fantastic crowd. Edward T, I hope you enjoy the Menace in the Underdark expansion. And I will see you guys next week. I don't know how to end the stream, so I'm just going to do a little dance. Actually, I'm just going to chug the rest of my beer. Cool. Oh, God.